Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, fam. We are live again. Donnie Samir, search for Huru. Thank you all. Thanks so much for joining. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Had a great Saturday, y'all. Yesterday, we celebrated Zaka here at my friend's boutique. If you're ever in Atlanta, off of Ralph David Abernathy at Westview Makers, is Zaka Boutique. That's my sister's boutique. Come and support the boutique if you're ever in the area. Yeah, so we were there yesterday for Zaka. We had a great time, enjoyed ourselves, ate some great Haitian food. Y'all know I love to eat. Y'all know I love Haitian food. I eat all that stuff. Haitian food and Senegalese food are my top two cuisines. In fact, hold on. Let me in fact, hold on one second. Let me I'm gonna make a whatchamacallit, a Facebook post real quick on that. Hold on, give me a second. Let's see here. Sorry guys, let me post this real quick. Haitian and Senegalese food are the top two in the world. Let me post that real quick. Bam. Bam. Okay. Bam. There we go. Just had to, that was on my mind. I had to share my thoughts with the world. Okay. Haitian food and Senegalese food cuisine are the best in the world. Shout out to ZD Transport. Brother, are you rolling to Nigeria with us in August? Speaking of, are you rolling to Nigeria with us in August? You rolling? Again, you rolling with us? Come and join us, man. Come and join us in Nigeria. Love, we will talk, my friend. There we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. We getting somewhere. I know you want to come. We just call me, text me. Let's finally make it. Let's finally make this happen. Okay. Again, let's finally make this happen. We'll love to love to host you in Nigeria. Guys, visit Danfo.Africa. Again, visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. Again, please visit Danfo.Africa, that's Danfo dot Africa to learn more. We would love to host you on one of our excursions to the continent. We're going to Accra and Abidjan in November, Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival, Kenya, that's a new one. He didn't finish it right, but that's okay. September 30th to October 8th. Senegal next week, Zanzibar, and Benin for Voodoo Days in January. That's where we're going. So if you're interested in joining, come and join us. Come and join us. We'll love to host you on one of our many excursions. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. What's going on in Mali right now? There's a lot going on in Mali in the AES. Really, we're going to focus on Mali today, but Mali is the AES. And word on the street is, so I'm gonna do another show tomorrow. How Russia, you got your guys' favorite ally, how they're playing both sides, and Russia's doing just the bare minimum so they don't violate their agreement with Mali in regards to the resources. But Russia is definitely playing both sides. But word on the street is that France promised northern Mali to the Tuareg rebels in exchange for Gaddafi. So, of course, when your guys' favorite president, Barack Obama, decided that he wanted to remove Gaddafi, I don't think people, I know people love Obama. I know they do. But I don't think people understood the overall, like the bigger picture of what this meant and how we're feeling what happened, the consequences of what happened and the fallout right now, today, as we speak. I still don't think people have completely grasped that. Or if they have, they just won't accept it because it's Obama. And not defending Gaddafi, not saying, hold on, I got some, sorry about that, y'all. Not saying Gaddafi is perfect, not saying he didn't have ulterior motives. But when Gaddafi was removed at the request of Barack Obama, the fallout, I don't think people really thought it would get to this point. Because that whole Sahel now is a mess, thanks to Obama and France. So, word on the street, the Torah rebels are like, listen, this Azawad, is Azawad or Azawad, which was never promised to them in the first place. Originally, they swear it was, but it never truly was. The French came and said, okay, you know what? We're sorry, but we'll make it up to you. Give us Gaddafi's head, you have your northern Mali, you have your land. So allegedly, that's what this is really about. And the Tuaregs are like, listen, you promised us this. You owe us this. So we know for a fact that these jihadists are backed by Ukraine. Right? So they're getting intelligence from Ukraine and France. And this is something that's not going to go away. And I mean, Mali has the AES has to do something. But let me pull this up real quick. But this plays a huge role in this too.
They're right. For the third consecutive year, wealth per capita in France is below the European average. We are behind Cyprus, a country with only 1.2 million inhabitants, behind Belgium, behind Austria, and the Eastern European countries continue to catch up with us year after year. Basically, France, which was one of the most prosperous nations in Europe, has officially slipped into the second half of the European Union ranking. And it's not an accident. It's 3 years in a row. It's the trend. 3,500,000,000,000 euros of debt, a sacrificed industry, closed factories, a tax system that drives away all those who create wealth, and public spending that skyrockets for zero results. So while the English mock us in the newspapers, what are our politicians doing? Well, they raise taxes. They talk about banning.
Let me say this. It can go away, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, it could definitely go away, but it's not going to be easy fight. And I want Mali to stomp these jihadists into the ground. Okay, no, I do not want Mali to turn into an Islamic State at all. So we have to stomp these jihadists into the ground.
A British newspaper just headlined, France is sinking into third world country status. And it's not me saying it, it's GB News. And the worst part is, they're right. For the third consecutive year, wealth per capita in France is below the European average. We are behind Cyprus, a country with only 1.2 million inhabitants, behind Belgium, behind Austria, and the Eastern European countries continue to catch up with us year after year. Basically, France, which was one of the most prosperous nations in Europe, has officially slipped into the second half of the European Union ranking. And it's not an accident. It's 3 years in a row. It's the trend. 3,500,000,000,000 euros of debt, a sacrificed industry, closed factories, a tax system that drives away all those who create wealth, and public spending that skyrockets for zero results. So while the English mock us in the newspapers, what are our politicians doing? Well, they raise taxes, they talk about banning VPNs, and they talk to us about a digital pass. So the country that invented human rights, gastronomy, luxury, the art of living, this country is becoming the laughingstock of all of Europe. And the saddest part is that no one in France is telling you about it. It takes an English newspaper to tell you for you to realize. Share this video with someone who you think needs to wake up.
والتروسية في مالي.
News media is going to be very shy about telling us the real reason why it's fallen, the economic reasons why it's fallen. On his way out, the ousted Prime Minister, Mr. Francois, said, "You might kick me out, you might remove me, but that does not change the economic problems for the country." I'm paraphrasing. The real reason why France has failed as a government is because Africa has taken its power back. Ever since the country of Niger in the Sahel, in Central West Africa, decided to nationalize its uranium, France has never been the same again. This uranium that state-owned companies like Orano, French-owned companies like Orano had been siphoning, stealing under the previous government, today, Niger turned off the faucet. Niger said no more. So Niger, under the new governance of President Tiani, is nationalizing its uranium. This uranium France was stealing not only to light its beautiful cities like Paris and Nice, it was also using it to run its electrical manufacturing and industries. All of these are processing and running their nuclear reactors on top of it all. So these things that are the foundations of an economy, like manufacturing and processing, right now that the electricity in France, the energy is not safe. They do not have a reliable place to get their energy from. This is why they're suffering. But it's not going to be told that way on international news media. You're only going to hear it from people like me and others who are truth tellers. So yeah, this is why. This is what happens. This is proof that African leaders are in service of either them or us.
So again, France has made a deal with the Tuaregs. Hey, we'll help you guys to stabilize and take over the country. Just give us some of the resources. Bring us back in as partners. That's what this is about. Remove the junta. I hate saying the term junta. Remove the government that's in power right now. Help us remove them. And we'll put you guys back in power. We'll put you guys in power. Bring Mali as it is, bring it to its knees, take over, and give us back access to the resources. That's what this is about. So I'm curious, what is Ukraine's interest? Ukraine is in a proxy war with Russia. And Russia is playing both sides, but I'll do a show on that tomorrow. France is, again, meddling in things. And in that, they're promising the Tuaregs, hey, we'll give you guys northern Mali. And not only northern Mali, they want to give them all of Mali. And they have to be stopped. Guys, links in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome
So
to
the
call
French
in.
government has fallen.
You're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. Again, if you want to call in and add to the conversation, you are more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. JC Inc., thank you for $1.99. Holla, Macron puts French citizens at risk for retaliation. Yeah, guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in, click on that link. Let it have you. We could chop it up about the topic. Thank you, JC Inc., for the super chat. All right, go ahead, Elvis.
All right, Dennis, thank you. Hello to you in the panel. Look, I think what you said about France being behind it, I'm not going to dismiss it. It's possible. And yeah, I read saw some videos that mentioned about the agreement that the former government had. I think the last civilian government before the coup, they had an agreement with this, well, not really agreement, but they had some collaboration with this Muslim imam from the northern part of, Mali. I think his name is Diko or whatever his name is, who was an advisor to the president at the time. And I think he sent him out to Saudi Arabia as an ambassador or something. And the guy is pretty, he's really popular with amongst the Tuaregs people. And I think after the coup, he had lost, some access to, the government at the time. So he kind of went into hiding in, Algeria. Algeria, I think that's where he is right now. So he's kind of running things from, in exile or So I think the fact that the French are perhaps now working with him and the Tuareg rebels, that's a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not. But another thing I want to bring to the forefront is that in Mali in 2000, I think 2012, when we still had Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as our president, we had troops, Liberian troops, who went to Mali in collaboration with the United Nations as peacekeeping force. And we had one Liberian who died during that mission. And I think 11 others were injured. So there were other Africans who were willing, of course, they were getting paid by the United Nations and whatever, but they were willing to go to Mali to kind of help, stabilize the government. But the thing is that after the coup, they kicked out the United Nations peacekeeping force that was there. They kicked out a lot of other groups who, again, may have helped with the situation, but they were so rash to kick them out and they isolated themselves. They were either kicked out of ECOWAS or refused to cooperate with the ECOWAS government. And now they're pretty much on their own. And I'm hearing news now that the ES don't have enough forces to really focus strategically on just on Mali because they have to protect their own countries individually. So my point here is that if they could work with ECOWAS and form a new force that's going to be like a regional force, because don't forget, ECOWAS is an economic, organization. The E in ECOWAS stands for economic. So it's not a military organization that countries are putting forth to protect the region. I think they have to probably expand the use of ECOWAS and maybe incorporate some regional military force, especially with this new threat of jihadists and Islamists in the region. But I think Mali and the other countries need to come back to ECOWAS, before they can even start talking about what the new cooperation would be in terms of political. The military part of it has to happen so that we can all protect our region. But I definitely think that the current government is under some pressure, and Goita is kind of looking weak. And I think he felt like perhaps the other states were going to protect him. They would have came to his aid, and there was a military base, I think it's called Tassot or whatever, that was taken over by the jihadists. And it's just, things are just falling. And Bamako now looks to be in real threat of being overran by these guys. So the sooner the better. West Africa need to come together and really try to help Mali and those other countries get rid of these jihadists. If France is involved, they have to show the evidence. I know Burkina Faso have been great showing evidence against people who have been plotting against them. They need to bring that evidence out to the entire world so we can see it, and then we will turn against France, and push for their removal from other African countries. But thank you, Donnie. I'll pass the mic.
All right, go ahead,
Yeah.
guys.
All right. Yes. So on the topic, did France secretly promise northern Mali to the Tigris? Is that yeah? That's the topic. Yeah. Yes, I believe so. I absolutely believe so, because that's been the game. That's been the game for for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. That's how most North African countries got, their indigenous people got replaced, so that's the pattern. And that's the pattern that's been going on for, hundreds and hundreds of years, bandits, rebels, form alliances with external parties, external government parties to do their bidding. Then at the end of the day, they get a reward, I mean, a perfect example of this would be, the next door neighbor, which is Nigeria, because similar things did take place in Nigeria and most African countries as well. So I believe absolutely, yeah, there is obviously that type of correlation there, where if they manage to overthrow Mali, the Malian government, then they will get a good hand, a good placement. So yeah, I mean, that's the pattern there. If you look at North Africa, it's been obviously it's been whitewashed, and that's the story. That's been the story so far. But I'm hoping that Mali and the Sahel Alliance will get closer, form a tighter unit and work more cohesively together in terms of tackling these bandits. And I think they're doing well. They're doing really well, but it's just there needs to be more networking, and more joint ventures, more joint operations in terms of tackling these bandits. In the last few couple of days, as you've seen, there's been a lot of these terrorists who have been killed. Who have obviously tried to gain position, but they've been pushed back. So I think overall they're doing well, but it's just more networking. And yeah, I mean, it will come to a time where I think they will break the terrorists they will break their cohesion, their terrorist cohesion, and they'll make advancements, you know. But in terms of other ECOWAS countries helping Mali, I don't think that's going to happen. Not with the current governments in place. Not with the current governments, because, you know, as you know, the current governments in place, they're sneaky. They like backdoor operations, and I just can't see them, you know, coming together and helping Mali or any of the Sahel nations as it stands, you know. But hey, who knows? Who knows? But I think the Sahel, they need to stick together. They need to get tighter and closer, and that's the way forward. Yeah. So rest my case.
All right, guys, hit the like button and please hit that like button. Now, go ahead, Africa. But let me read this second. Let me read this chat. JC, thank you for $9. Holla, you're welcome, my bro. They shit without Africa. All right, go ahead, Africa.
Yeah, greetings everyone. God gift, fairness, everyone, Britain, and also on the chat. Yeah, it's interesting listening to you know, some kind of narrative being pushed here. But yeah, as you said, first of all, we know for a fact, let's not shift the goalposts, okay? Dennis, you know, you're on the analysis, you know, when you opened the show, you're spot on. People, you know, deliberately are ignoring the fact here that Obama, you know, messed up Africa. He messed up the Sahel. He messed up West Africa. He
Facts.
just did. And I hope
Not true.
Okay, I'm not. Listen, Dennis, please. If any basically, if you some certain people, I don't want to have an interaction with a certain type of people because I know myself and I know how I place myself and where I rate myself as a human being. You know, I'm just begging you, Elvis, please. I don't want you to intertext me or don't talk to me. Just ignore me. Pretend I'm not here. We're just sharing the platform. Yeah, just leave it as that. I respect that. So the reality is. The guy and the French work hand in hand, and which we came, we saw, and we left Hillary and destroyed Libya. And they know that area you call, you know, the Sahel. We had the longest treaty, one of the longest treaty in the world. People that know that region very well. It's not someone that go on YouTube and just listen to some, you know, propaganda that been passed on based on their own narrative that they want to come here and push. You know, they can do that and destroy their own brain cells. Fine, but we know our history that we wrote down. We had the longest treaty with these people. Don't touch us. We were not going to touch you, and it stuck, and it was there for years. And all of a sudden, bam, Libya. We know Libya was the Tuaregs were the one who protected Gaddafi, and we know these people ran into the different region, you know, and by the time you know it, the entire West Africa has been blown up. Since then, we haven't had peace. Now you can break it down to tribal line, religious lines, you know, based on critical minerals, whatever you want to place it on, whatever is your ideology, whatever is your agenda, whatever you've been paid to come online and push here, do it. But we're not stupid. We're from this region. We're not talking from outside. We're talking from the inside. You have no connection to these people. You have no connection to the region. You have nobody who is currently in that area fighting. You haven't lost a single life in this war. You're just online talking. In fact, some of these people, I believe they've been paid to come online to spread wrongdoing. These brothers been doing this. Some of these guys were trained. They've been fighting in the ground. They know exactly what they're facing over the years. And they come together and say, look, we have to come together and deal with this because we don't have any help. And they tried. Basically, French came, situation was getting worse. IBK was kicked out of power. And its situation got worse. So they're like, okay, now we need different allies. And the alliance that they were building, it wasn't working. NATO was in the same region in the Sahel for 10 years. fighting these guys. It didn't get better. So places like Burkina Faso, as I said, I saw military officers sitting the ground crying and said, "What are we gonna do?" You know, and they had to get Russia. Russia came in. Of course, we know for a fact. If you look at the Libyan war, the West was Russia was funding the other side. The West was funding the other side. We understand how these guys play double agent. That's the reason why I always been saying here, don't put yourself in one corner. Stick to the allies that you know who are best for you. Don't say, oh, I'm only going to work with the Russian or the West or the East or the North or the South. Our solution is in Africa. We need to find a way to form a a significant. This is the ground troop work mainly. I think it's a ground troop, and also we can use air defenses and stuff like that, and then firepower in the air. But we need to obviously national. We have to make sure every single boy at the age of 18 going to conscript. They need to go and fight because we were going to lose the entire region to the Tuaregs. And that's what will happen. The line is going to come down and come down and come down and come down. By the time you know it, these people that you call Northerners, these Tuaregs or the Berbers, they will take over most of West Africa. And then we're probably going to be fighting over Congo. You see what happened in South Africa. South Africa is gone. There's no way getting that place back. It's done. North Africa is gone. Do you want West Africa to go? We need to put all these tribal differences, all these religious differences aside, and be grown up for once. This all this dusty tribe shit never helped us. Nothing. It never helped us gain anything apart of division. We need to stand up for once and say, let's put everything aside. This is what our ancestors did when the colonial were approaching. They said, you know what, let's put these tribal businesses aside. Let's come together. Then let's deal with these people first. Then after, we can talk. I mean, the other day, last time I was here, people were saying, oh, Dumbuya in Guinea is a sellout because he worked with the French and this. How most of the generals are in Guinea right now training. The French, Putin just sent the envoy. I can send the link for you here. I can send the link. Putin sent one of his military generals to Guinea Conakry to go and see the Guinean government to tax them. And obviously, as he sent some, I can see the body language of Guinea. Guinea doesn't trust anybody. They just want to work with whoever is benefiting them. And how you cannot relax with your security. You cannot relax with your borders. Your borders, every morning you need to fly over and patrol these borders. You need to check. You need to send ground troops. You need to have air troops, even the waters. This is what we've been facing in West Africa. This is what this country's been doing. That's how they manage to keep these guys away. We can't be complacent. We have bigger enemies out there. The East, the West, the North, the South, they all desperately need something that we have. We need, basically, we have uranium, we have all these critical minerals, and we're sitting on them and we're fighting each other all the time based on Abrahamic religion and tribal, differences that haven't really benefited us to the highest points in our times yet. Since maybe the days of the Egyptian dynasties or maybe the days of the Mali Empire. Let's look if those tribes that have history, that have had significance, they've done it before. We know how to do this again. We need to look back. We need to find the spirit of our ancestors, how we managed to do this in the past, and come back again and fight these people and regain our ancestral land. I pass the mic for now. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
No problem. Go ahead, man. Sake.
Yeah, peace and love to chat. Well,
yeah, peace, brother.
I hope everyone's doing good. I definitely want to respond to Elvis because I don't know what he's getting his information from. And I made it clear before, but I don't know, he never pays attention. But that's why they have the AES force. The AES force comprised of 15,000 troops. And as soon as the attack happened, they were deployed. And also Burkina Faso and Niger had gave him air support to pretty much prevent any reinforcements of mercenaries to enter into Mali. So as you know, in Kidal, in order for you to hold it, you need water, you need fuel, you need supplies, you need ammunition. If you don't have 4 of those, they're not going to survive in Kidal. So right now they're cutting them off from any reinforcements. And not
Right. So
only that,
man, sec. I think I read something. I got to read it again. I think a lot of the those jihadis are actually just leaving Kidal and just walking home.
yeah, they're because they're scared because of what's going on. But the thing is, right? Even if they try to run, because I don't know if you heard recently, some of the Tuaregs ran to Algeria, but while the JNM was trying to run to Mauritania, they got neutralized before they even got to Mauritania.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure if you heard about that, but
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't hear
just
about
saying,
that one.
yeah, because like, look, like on the east side, Niger is there. We're there with their drones. On the east, on the west side, Burkina Faso is there with their drones. In addition to that, you have Fama in the air, and you have the African Corps in the air.
So how
And
did Mali lose that military base to the terrorists?
how did they move that military base
How did
to
they
the
lose
terrorists?
the military base to the terrorists?
Okay, like I said before, what happened was, as you know, there's 12,000 of them, 12,000 mercenaries. That is a mini army. Any other country or any other terrorist attack besides Syria, no other country in West Africa ever had that much. So when they came huge in number. And guess how much got neutralized that day? 1,000 got neutralized that day.
Did they lose
When
the
they
military base?
listen to what I gotta say. They lost. 1,000 got neutralized. What happened was on the Tuareg side, they wanted to cease fire. So in that negotiation, they said, okay, we're going to do a tactical withdrawal, which we're going to get all of our equipment. We're going to take the wounded, and we're going to withdraw, and we're going to come back another day. It wasn't a route. What a route is, you go, you run, you leave your supplies there, and you leave your wounded. So they did what is called a tactical withdrawal, and they left. And right now, they fighting back in Kadar. That's what happened. I
Look,
mean, you can
Dennis,
look it up.
I want to.
Hold on, Elvis. I mean, like you got a phone. You can look what is called a tactical withdrawal
I don't want to
on
hear
the
that
YouTube.
nonsense because you
No,
think we're
you don't
stupid,
have to hear.
and
No,
when you
no,
do
no,
that, you
no,
insult our
no, no,
intelligence.
no, no. I'm not saying that you're
We
stupid.
saw the
But I
Russian
mean,
fleeing, and you said that was a tactical
okay. So
retreat.
so do you know what a tactical withdrawal is?
They lost the military base.
Do
That's the
you
point I was
know? Do
telling
you
you.
know?
And
Do
you
you
said
know?
everything but
Do you
acknowledge that they lost that
so?
military base.
Do you know what a tactical withdrawal is? Yes or no? Just say
I
I don't
know,
know,
I
or do you
know,
know?
I know when people are defeated and they're retreating.
Do you know
Dynasty saw
what a
a clear as
tactical
day, and
withdrawal?
you try to give him some bullshit talking for him.
Do you know what a tactical withdrawal is? Yes or no?
I don't care what you're talking about.
Okay,
I'm
so
telling
I
you,
don't so I
they
don't care what
lost
you
the military base.
I don't care
Man,
what you
man
talk
say,
about. I
God,
don't
I
care
want
what
to
you
hear
talk
what you
about.
say, man. Say, just
They
continue.
lost
Okay,
the
so
military
Continue.
base. What are you talking about?
back
Tactical
to what I
retreat?
said. So I don't
What
care.
kind
I
of
don't care what
nonsense
you
is
got
that?
to say. Just shut your mouth. I don't care what
No,
you got
you
to say.
shut your mouth. You come here talking
Shut your mouth.
bullshit,
No,
and you
you
don't know what
talking
you're talking
nonsense
about.
because apparently
Don't
you
try to insult our intelligence by being dishonest on the
Can
platform.
you respect the brother?
apparently
Let him speak.
right. Thank you. I didn't cut you off,
Don't
Elvis.
do that, man. Sick.
No. Anyways, like I was saying.
Tactical
So
retreat,
apparently,
my ass.
yeah, whatever. Well, anyways, like I was saying, Elvis does not know that they have an AES force. So anytime
Where were
Article
the
5
AEF
people,
force when that military base got taken out? Where were they when Kamara got killed? Where were they?
there was in Bamako and Kadi.
Okay, they
Oh,
weren't
okay,
there to
yeah,
do
yeah,
anything.
yeah, exactly. Because you don't know. Just say I
They
don't know.
weren't
You don't
there.
know. You don't know. You don't know what you're talking about because they were there in
I know
Bamako and
that
Kadi.
they got
They
killed,
were
and they
there
weren't
in
there to still to
Kadi
protect
and
them.
they
The
were
military
there
base got
in
taken over. They weren't there
Bamako and
to
they
protect it.
were
That's what I know.
drawn.
Dennis,
And there's
Dennis,
videos.
can this guy stop interrupting, please? Because I want to hear
Just
what man
shut it.
is saying.
Thank you. Because you don't know. You don't have family there. You don't know nothing. Just say I don't know. I have family there in Mali. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Like I
your
was.
family was
Thank you.
protecting Kamara from getting killed. Okay,
But yet you didn't do nothing though, Elvis.
I'm telling you the facts, and you're arguing against
What did you
facts.
do? What did you do for
The
Liberia,
Sahel force
Elvis?
Hey,
wasn't there to stop them
hey,
from getting killed.
Elvis, don't interrupt him. Man, Seki got 30 seconds. Got to pass the mic to D.
Okay, so like I
Please.
was saying,
Oh,
the AS force they were in Kadi and they were from Bamako, and as you know, anytime they do a coup, they'll go take over the capital. But guess what? They failed. And as you know, Dynus, if you can go on Facebook, type in KATI Kadi, you will see the interview of the JNIM member that goes on video who's speaking Bombada, and he's saying that how his plan was supposed to go and take over Bamako, and he failed because what's his face? They overwhelmed him. And right now, and trying to get out, they're not going to win. But again, AS Force is there. They haven't gone nowhere. They have air support, and sooner or later, they're going to get neutralized, and they're going to win, and they're going to get Kidal back. I pass the mic.
Thank you, Mansik. Thank you.
I want to say something, but
Hold on,
maybe you want to
hold on,
pass the mic, Dennis.
hold on, Elvis. Go ahead, V.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all.
Well, greetings, my sis. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Um, it is very sad when we currently, if you assess what is going on, and as I keep saying, all the coastal countries should not sit down and relax and say that we are relatively safe. This is far away from us. If these people manage to take over and they manage to do a damage to the Sahel with the help of the external forces, and it's a plain obvious there is an external forces involved. And any African that will come here and say, well, I believe so, I don't believe it. Come on now. Come on. There is a huge external forces involved. What is going on? These people cannot amass that amount of weaponry and all that effort to go, because they see Mali, that Mali is a little bit shaky. And it's true. Mali is shaky. All the Sahel is shaky, but Mali is more shaky because there's a lot of division within the Malian elite and the system there. The politicians don't want to come back. And there's a certain part of the army. I mean, currently there's a huge, apparently there was a big, what is it called, betrayal within the army. There was a big betrayal in the army. That's why this happened. Now, for us as Africans to sit there and claim that, I was listening to Elvis. It's not that I want to attack you, Elvis. I just couldn't understand what the point you're trying to make, that would it be okay for these Tuaregs to get hold of half of Mali? They wouldn't stop there. If they get hold of half of Mali, they actually want the whole of Mali. They don't want just half. And what do you expect the people that are going to live under this tyrannical people? And if you look at the history of the Tuareg people, look at the history of them. They've been working with every sort of invasion that came onto the land. And when during the period of colonization and all that, they were working with the French. The French has always said they're good, what do they call them? A good ally that they have had, them and the Berbers and some of the Berbers and so forth, right? So if they, somewhere along the line, they believe they were promised something, I don't know, I don't have any access to facts on that, so I cannot say. There have been videos going around. There have always been in cooperation with the French. So if they were promised something, why should it be so surprised to anybody? Because you have to look at the history, not just the Tuaregs. Look at, I always use Ghana as an example. When the Europeans were in Ghana, during the colonial time, we didn't read their kinds. There was a certain group of Akans that they disagree with often you have one tribe that will be stronger within their kind, that will be looking, sort of taking over the whole their kinds, and then they'll raise the army, and they'll be very forceful and sort of dominate their kinds. But you have smaller tribes within their kind that they'll be resisting that. And the Europeans were using them. Then they were using them to get to the other, and so they always find a weaker point within your community. And the Tuaregs are the weaker point for Mali. Okay? These people, even a combination of the Arabs and that's in the country, they're less than 6%. If you add the Tuaregs in Mali with there's some group of Arabs, I forgot how they call them, they are less than 6%. And these people want Mali to hand them over half of their territory, where there are other ethnic groups in there. There is this what is it? Songhai, the oh God, I've forgotten. I was reading up the other day the tribes that live within that region that the Tuaregs are claiming it belongs to them, which it doesn't.
Bambara, Fulani, Songhai, Manyanka, and Songhai. You know, they got different. They got Soninke, Afro. No, that's it. These are the West African native who are always been in that land, who allowed them to come and settle. They married our women and they feel comfortable. This is what they did. They betraying us. It's fine, but continue, sister. You're right. Go on.
Okay. And these tribes are there. So you want them to hand over that cheap, huge chunk of land to them. And what happens to those tribes? They push down, pile on to the other tribes down, which is going to create another conflict on its own. So either way, it is not going to end until Mali and the AES get stronger and stamp on them, because they need to get rid of them. They need to keep quiet and live within the country, or go back to Libya where they originally came from and leave we Africans alone. These people have been they're racist towards their own black Africans, thinking that they're much superior or better than anybody. Secondly, everybody keep attacking the AES. The AES, how long have they been in existence? The AES have been in existence less than 5 years, 4 years or something. Okay, and all this issue that has been going on for years, over 10 years. Elvis was mentioning the MINUSMA, or whatever they called them, which was the United Nations army that they got together within the region, that they were supposed to support the Malians at the time. And some of these leaders, particularly Ibrahim and Goita, they were fighting within that. And they said that those groups, they were not there to help them. When there is an issue that they could go in and sort it out, they'll put the brakes on them. They said that. So what were they there for? What was the point of these people? They were there just to appease a group of people who are less than 4 million. If you combine the Tuareg and the other group, 4 million. Mali is at least about 28 million population. So they should allow a group of 4 million to dominate the other group. For whose benefit? Obviously, for the external forces that are supporting this group. So come on, you guys have to. It's very
the one Mauritania part 2, the one number 2. Mauritania.
Okay, Dinus, can I come in here, please? I asked to speak after V.
Hold on.
Carry on, sister.
Hold on. Get V. You got a minute. I got to pass the mic to Elvis.
Okay, a similar situation that's going on is currently happening in Mauritania. Okay, so instead of us to support our brethren who currently have their backs against the wall because they've lived under this so-called democracy and dictatorship, a very bad governance for many, many years, that have demoralized the army, they are only now trying to build themselves up. And we sit here, where they can't do this. And why do they think they can do this? How dare they try to defend themselves? How dare they try to defend their territory, to defend their land, their ancestral land? Do you know that Ibrahim, his ancestral land was at some point taken over by the Tories, where his ancestors were? He said it. Okay, so we have to do our best to support our brothers instead of trying to create unnecessary divisions. That I don't know what to say. I'm getting frustrated, so I'll just Dennis, pass the mic. Maybe I'll gather myself and speak later.
All right, go ahead, Elvis.
All right, thank you, Dinus. Look, I wanted to point back to this whole Gaddafi thing because I think you mentioned it, Dinus. Gaddafi has had more people killed indirectly in Africa than even the terrorists are doing right now. You know, Gaddafi was training, Charles Taylor, Foday Sankoh, Jonas Savimbi, another group called SWAPOs, the West African People's Alliance. So he trained a lot of these rebel guys during the 1990s. Went into Africa, killed. Just Liberia alone, we lost 250,000 people because of that war. He was supporting Charles Taylor with arms, through Burkina Faso. What happened in Sierra Leone. Foday Sankoh met Charles Taylor at the Mataba in Tripoli on that camp in Libya. That's how they both became intertwined. They both helped each other to wage wars in Liberia and Sierra Leone that killed many people. What happened with Jonas Savimbi in Angola. That war that lasted so long killed a lot of people. So when we're talking about Gaddafi here, he did a lot of harm to Africa. for his own selfish political gains because he was trying to go against the West, and he supported African rebels, trained them in his country, gave them support and logistics to kill their own people in Africa. So
Okay, but
anytime you try to blame Obama,
I understand that, Elvis. But am I wrong in saying that what Obama did to Gaddafi destabilized the Sahel? Am I wrong for saying that?
no, when you say that it destabilized the Sahel, I can't say that's the truth. I can't say that's the truth because
Elvis, is it the truth or not? What makes it not the truth?
okay. So for example, Boko Haram, right, that allied themselves with Gaddafi, well not with Gaddafi, but with Al Qaeda. Gaddafi was alive when Al Qaeda was operating, right? So they aligned themselves with terrorist organization, and it wasn't because of Gaddafi was dead; he was still alive. And Boko Haram was allying himself with Islamic terrorists, and and terrorizing northern Nigeria.
Okay, but
So
Elvis, you're all over the place. The Gaddafi being removed or assassinated, did that affect the Sahel? Yes or no?
you can say maybe the Tuaregs now have more arms.
Elvis.
I'm speaking, Dennis.
I know, but it's a simple question, a simple answer. Like, I mean, when Gaddafi was removed, okay, I understand how he backed Charles Taylor and Foday Sonko. I understand that. We're talking about the Sahel right now.
No, you say Africa. You said it destabilized Africa. That's what I'm trying to tell
No,
you.
I did not. I said the Sahel.
The Sahel.
Yes, I
mean,
remember that, Dennis. I
just
remember what you
Mali,
said, Dennis.
just Mali mostly with the Tuaregs, right? But my point here is that somebody mentioned, I think it was V that said that those people are like 4 million because there's two groups. There's a Tuareg separatist group, and then there's the Islamic, JNM and the other smaller groups. The people you said there are only 4 millions. Fine, I think Mali is like 25.6 million people, the total population. So in your smart brain, you would think that 25 million people, or let's say 23 million people, can take care of the rest of those people from the north. But it hasn't been happening. It hasn't been happening. Those guys have been gaining ground.
No, I don't understand why you're bringing in 20 the population of Mali taking
No, you
over.
said that the Arabs, the Tuaregs, are only like 4 million people, and Mali was like 28 million, but I think they're only like 26 million people.
You combine with there's an ethnic Arab that also they migrate over there. They're known. I don't know if they support the Tuaregs entirely, but the other indigenous group that are there on the land, they are far in higher proportion number. So what is it that I said that is wrong? That if the Tuaregs think that they should divide Mali in two and give them half, but I believe that's not just what all they want. They just want to take over the whole of Mali.
What I'm saying here is, as you know, Mali is pretty much fighting a two-pronged war. They're fighting those terrorists, the JNM, and they're fighting the Tuaregs in the north. And to the other brothers that said, well, the Sahel has a military force, like they have 15,000, whatever the people are. My point here is it's not as effective. I've called for more West African nations to come together and fight this war along with the Sahel, Sahelan states.
It's just
That's
not
what I've been
making
calling
no
for.
damn sense. How the hell
I'm
is
not
it not effective? You got multiple
Hey,
people on the
bro,
front
you
line.
don't want me to interrupt. You don't interrupt me, right? I'm making a point. You have your
Because you
chance.
interrupt me, I'm getting my fair
Yeah.
turn.
All right, then let's do it. Let's do that then. So my point here is,
Right. So yeah,
if
let's do that then.
the AES force was ineffective to protect Kamara, I don't know if they're doing intelligence gathering to monitor these people movement. To know that there was mobilizing all throughout Mali
even know
to
what
do
happened?
simultaneous attack on the country. So I
Know
don't
what
know if
happened
they're
to
really
Sadio
effective.
Kamara?
People hate to hear it, and you think when you make
Do
a
you know what
critical
happened to Sadio
analysis
Kamara?
of the Sahelan state, you hate them or you're against them. I'm telling you, if a
Do you know
military
what happened to
force
Sadio Kamara?
cannot combat, Islamic, jihadists or separatist groups, and they're killing your defense minister, arguably the second most powerful man in the country. They're taking over territories. The guy really close to Bamako. That's not a win. So we can
What
acknowledge
territory
that they fail in that in that operation, and maybe they can do better next time.
Elvis is not
But
making
my
no damn.
call
Let me
is that
clarify
West African
saying.
nations
He's not
need
making
to
no
get
damn
involved
sense.
in helping to fight the war against the terrorists and the separatists. That's the point I'm making. I'm not against
Were they
them.
not in?
I'm just
Were they
saying
not? Were they not in
they were
ECOWAS before?
they were
Was it not the
ineffective.
G5 Sahel?
You
They
know
were
what,
G5 Sahel.
ineffective. That's the point I'm
Okay, but
making.
you saying that they was not before?
And let me just clarify something, because clearly you don't even know what happened to Sado Kamara, okay? When they got attacked, first of all, it happened in the inside.
Is he there?
We lost.
Mazik,
Let me pass the mic. Let me pass the mic to Skywalker. Go ahead, Skywalker. Unmute yourself.
Greetings, diners and the panel. Can you guys hear me well?
yes, we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. But yeah, of course, France is, but not. I would say not only France. I would also say the UAE, Arab nations on the outside of Africa are also supporting Tuareg, or really all these terrorists in general. And pretty much what it means to me as a whole. Can you guys hear me?
You're better now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. But to me, what it means as a whole is that Africans need to come together and be able to control the Arab expansion of Africa, right? It's not just these terrorist groups. I mean, think about it. We got Algeria in this. We got Libya in this. We got Mauritania in this. I mean, do we not see what's occurring right here on the continent? The Arabs are trying to expand through the influence of terrorism. I mean, and so if the black population do not get the Arab population in Africa, in North Africa, in control, and that population in North Africa is being sponsored by the UAE, and all the different type of avenues and other colonial powers or whatever, right? Because they all got a chunk of this African pie. And so if the black countries, especially in West Africa, but theoretically speaking as well in East Africa, do not come together to control the terrorist expansion, they are going to allow the Arabs to take over all of Africa, and the Arabs are going to be selling African resources to white people like they already are on an even more macro basis. So, it's ridiculous. Like as I said last time when I was on the panel, it's ridiculous that we allow these terrorists to come together and unite on our land to take our land, but we're not uniting to compel. To peel them up out of off the continent or wherever they need to be going, to at least control their expansion into West, North, and Southern Africa. And people always talk about Gaddafi, and I understand Dinus's point that at least when Gaddafi was in power, Libya was in control. It was a prosperous nation. There was no real reason for the Arabs to, there wasn't all that kind of chaos is going on in Libya now. But I seriously believe as well that eventually, if Gaddafi would have had his way, there'd have been, Arab police stations all over the continent. So I don't trust Arabs, at all. Right. They have no business on the continent. They have no business owning any of those resources. All of the resources that they have were gotten in blood, slavery, and castration of black folks. So, like I say, the Arab is the most immediate threat to black people. We can talk about France and all them and all that, but the Arabs got more territory in Africa than France does. Right. And at one point, a lot of those Arab countries were under the control of French colonialism, but they got there at first by brutalizing black folk, committing a genocide against black folk. These folks hate black folk, and we need to understand that. So if what's occurring, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say because I know I'm getting long-winded. If what's occurring in Libya and then what's occurring in Mauritania, which is the just outright straight up enslavement of black folk, and if the genocide in Sudan and the genocide that is occurring in Congo, if all that can occur on the planet right now, man, we're in dangerous trouble. Black folks everywhere are in danger. So we got to get these puppets up out of power because these black people need to be coming together to fight to defend their land.
All right, let me pass. Let me pass. Go ahead, Louis.
Yeah, hello there, Dennis.
Hello.
Yeah, hello everybody. Listen, I won't make it too long.
Yeah, great, brother. Yeah.
All right then. I won't make it too long. I just want to emphasize one point. The AES wanted to go it alone. Okay. I think if they have not asked for help, then all you can do is watch them. There's nothing more you can do. They decided they wanted to go along. They decided they wanted to pick up a gun and overtake the countries they come from. So now the ball is in their court. As for the rest of West Africa, we're part of the ECOWAS. We should stick with ECOWAS. You can't keep changing the rules because you want to be gang-ho and get stupid. Right? I don't agree with any coup d'etat. Okay? Now they've got themselves together.
Louis, man, that's not what we need.
Hang
That's not.
on, brother.
No, let them talk. Go ahead.
Brother, hang on.
That ain't it, brother.
Well,
Brother,
let them talk. Let them talk.
Listen, if we make rules as a people to move ahead, you cannot jump ship just because you're frustrated with someone in your country. Okay? Right? If they get success, you guys will come and say they're the greatest thing ever. If they don't get success, then you're gonna blame the other West African countries that they didn't help. Well, you told them you don't want their help. You came on these shows, many other shows. You insulted the ECOWAS group. Okay, you don't show no respect for them. You disrespected them like the way Tuareg done to Nanado. Okay, what more do you want people to do? All we can do is, those of us who are in the ECOWAS, is get together and make sure we got a plan to come in if the AES drops the ball. But at the moment, all we can do is just wish them the best, because they don't want us to play the game. They can handle it themselves, so let them handle it themselves. In the meantime, the ECOWAS needs to make a plan that the minute it looks bad for AES, that we got to step in where we can. Okay. The second one I want to do is regarding Islamic fundamentalism. I'm sorry, but Africans have made stupid decisions that they don't want to let go of, and this is a pride in Islam. I don't know why any black person, when I join a religion where the black man is a perpetual slave and the black woman is a perpetual concubine of the Arabs. Okay, you can say Christianity this, Christianity that, but I'm sorry. Arabs enslaved us for over 1,000 years. And you guys who are following Islam, sorry, Africa, it's not personal to you, brother, but you guys who are following that religion are giving a sucker to these people. And they're coming from Pakistan, they're coming from all over the Arab world, and they're coming into Africa saying that whatever, Allah is going to give them the whole continent and so on. And some of you cheer when a country like Ghana, 70% Christian, is surrounded by Islamic fundamentalists. Your religion allows these people to be harbored in your very midst. And you know this. Okay, you're scared to question it. This is a problem. Look at what's happening in the Sudan. I'm glad the blacks further down, South Sudan, pulled away. But unfortunately for those Islamic ones up the north, the black ones, you're going to get what your religion preaches and teaches. I'm sorry, but black people will make silly decisions. This is what happens when you make silly decisions.
Spot on, Lewis. Spot on.
Yeah, Lewis. Look, in regards to the AES, yeah, they had to go against the status quo, yeah, because the governance in West Africa is backdoor dealings with external forces.
We know about France, brother.
That's not
what I'm saying. So it's like they had to do what they had to do, yeah,
brother,
in order.
No, because ECOWAS condemned the coup, so they pulled away. That's what happened.
Look, ECOWAS, yeah, ECOWAS. We know ECOWAS is funded by France and external forces. They get loans from them in order to run their operations and everything else. Yeah. So basically,
that's not true. That's the AU. ECOWAS is only an economic. No, ECOWAS is the economic organization. The AU gets funded by the European Union, not ECOWAS.
They get external.
I want God gift to finish so I can speak, please.
Yeah.
No,
Look,
they gonna follow what the brother just said. He's right. ECOWAS get a huge percentage of their budget from the European Union.
Thank you.
Right.
So basically, they couldn't stay within ECOWAS. They could not stay within ECOWAS because they would have been under the yoke. They would have been still under the yoke and still impoverished. There wouldn't have been any little development. You wouldn't see it.
Listen,
no, but they're making advancements though. Are they not making advancements? So basically, what certain countries have been able to do in West Africa, yeah, for example, naming some of the countries there's Ghana and some of them, what they've been able to do, yeah, the AES have not been able to do that. Do you understand? According to history, they've not been able to do that. So they've been under the yoke extra. Do you understand? So they had to make their movements in order to free themselves. Now, obviously, they're on the par with the other African nations.
Brother God gift. You know what it is? You got some people who just want to remain as slaves. They don't want to fight.
That's it. They just want
to remain as slaves.
That's it.
Okay.
And you know what? One thing as well. What in terms of religion, in terms of what you were saying
just to
about religion,
reiterate my point, ECOWAS funds 90% budget. All right, and the European Union funds 60% budget. So it's the opposite. V, go do the research quickly on Google.
I had a preview of having a conversation. Listen, I have a preview of having a conversation with somebody that worked at ECOWAS, and he said to me, "Did you know the ECOWAS building currently was built by the Chinese?"
Is it the AU? The
African
AU
Union
is funded.
Did they build it for free?
By Europe, bro. What are you talking about? The whole AU.
Yeah, she's
the
right.
Whole
she's right.
organization.
I just made a point. ECOWAS fund their own budget up to 90% of it. The AU only fund, the African Union only fund 40% of their budget. The other 60% come from external forces. Go research it.
But anyway, what
Let him
you were
finish,
saying, what you were saying about religion, yeah. In terms of religion, it's just black people they do have to put religion aside, and they have to, certain things come first. You have to put certain things. You have to put yourself first, which the Arabs.
I got a question for you, brother.
The Arabs know this. You see, the Arabs, they put themselves first before that religion. But for some reason, when it comes to us, we don't tend to put ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? Our interest first. So that's why there's that problem. It's not because of the religion. It's just that the mindset. That mindset needs to change. You know what I'm saying? Like us putting ourselves first. But it's just,
and then I want to go after.
There is.
Thank you.
After go
there
ahead.
is religion has played a major part. It's played a major part in demonizing black people on the continent, and it is true.
Right.
We do need to step away from religion if we want to go forward. If we want to progress, we need to step away from religion a bit. You know what I'm saying? That is some of the problems there. That's some of the main problems there. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is,
I got a question for you, brother.
The problem is the people in the north. Yeah, most of the Muslims in the north. That was forced upon them. It's a forced religion that was put upon them, and unfortunately, they've obviously taken that on. You know what I'm saying, and left their own spirituality, their own methodology, and they've left that, and they've taken on Islam, which is an absolute shame. But it is what it is now. But we have to look at ways of ways of advancing, and it's a mindset thing. Obviously, changing the mindset and putting your creed first, putting your race first, basically putting your interest first. And that's what needs to happen.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah, Mazik, ask a question quick, then I can speak.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, you ask a question. Ask a question.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I was just going to ask you because the thing is that I understand what you're saying, right? But some of these people in Africa, right? Regardless if you're a Christian, regardless if you're a Muslim, have been practicing these religions for some time, right? So the thing, like you said, I agree with you. You cannot lead with religion first. You got to put that second. And
yes,
the AES, all three of those guys, even though they're Muslim by faith, their religion is second. Their patriotism is first, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing right now. So I
Yeah,
just
that's
wanted just to clear up and just to let you know about that. So their
great,
Yeah, so
great
patriotism is
point.
first,
that's
and
what it is.
their
That's what it is,
religion is
and
second.
everyone else knows that. The whole world knows
Okay,
that, except
excellent.
for us.
Okay,
Except for us
okay,
on the continent, the whole world knows you got to put your
good.
creed first and put your interest first. You know what I'm saying? That's why everyone's
Yeah,
progressing. Yeah, they're
good, good,
not there
good stuff.
on stuck on that religion stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah. Well,
Christian, he's Muslim, he's like, you know what I'm saying? Creed comes first. You
And
yeah,
know,
well
then
said,
your
Africa,
well
when you're
said.
religion
done,
Yeah, well,
follows.
when you're done, Africa,
yeah.
I got a question for Elvis. When you're done.
Okay, no problem. So I
Go
mean,
through.
yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank. I mean, all great input. I mean, even Brother Louis that came on earlier, what he said about. I'm not gonna get offensive. You know, that's his opinion. You know, everything he said about ECOWAS. You know, we're not running an echo chamber here. You know, everybody's opinion should be welcome as long as it's respectful and they have logic in it. Which I respect that. But we know for a fact that when people base our entire problem on religion, it's kind of lazy analysis because we know for a fact. I live in the UK. We know the UK, the Romans who brought Christianity over here. They used to be head choppers. It was quite barbaric. They forced it on people, but they managed to do what is right, as you guys said. Put your people first, then religion second, and also religion is not about killing people. It's about, peace and love. But you should be actually walking into towards science, developing people, developing your nation first. You should use religion to advance your nation, not to destruct your nation. That's what's happening, what we see happening in the continent, whether it's coming from at the moment, is actually worse from the Islamic points. I absolutely agree. Most of the Muslim countries are in turmoil. We got to admit this as Muslims, but however, we know the people who are behind the forces most of the time are not Muslim, they're Christians. The weapons are coming from Christian nations. So it's hard to just pinpoint this on one group of people. But that's all what we got to agree to. One point we got to agree to, that is us. As Mansik also said, we don't love each other as black people enough to actually accept this nonsense being brought upon us by foreign ideologies, because it's mainly ideologies. We know for a fact most of the years ago it was a coastal countries who was in turmoil, and most of these weapons who spilled into the coast, they came from Ukraine. The most of the weapons that killed people in Sierra Leone, Liberia, and in fact ran into Ivory Coast, these were coming from Ukraine. There's people blaming Gaddafi. Okay, yeah, Gaddafi was he wanted to be a dominant force, but most of these weapons that was coming, they were cheap after the Soviet, fell. These weapons were coming into it's all the same. Like as I always said to you, the Europeans and the Arabs, I don't see any difference between them when it comes to Africa. I don't. You must be so biased because you've been, brainwashed by one sect of religion to actually see it like that. Because that's how they want us to see these things. Okay, it's just not. We are also our own enemies. We are. I mean, we need to look at what works for us. We need to look at who is our greatest enemies, who is our less enemies, who are our closest allies. Our closest allies in the world, it's always been us. But our greatest enemies also, it's always been us. How do we get these things right? Tribalism is our biggest enemy, if you ask me. In Africa, tribalism is our biggest enemy. Then obviously it will crop into religion, differences, languages. We have so many languages that we speak, in the region. What kind of nonsense is that? And we always are there proud of our own tribes, like as if our tribe have ever conquered the world, or have actually built a rocket to go to space, you know. But the reality is we are good at, especially West Africa. Look how we've been treated in in South Africa. Look how West Africans are treated all over the world. Look at our region today. Do you think these people are going to care about you, whether you're Fulani, Igbo, Yoruba, Mandinka, or Mende, or did they give a monkeys about that? They're just going to treat you as one. How long we got like live this sort of life for how long? It's very traumatizing. We've been looked down upon by so many different people. Everybody is looking down on us because we don't value ourselves. And this is exactly how these powers are. And we sat on the most precious mineral resources, and the most precious land in the world. You know, culturally, spiritually, everything. We have so much potential, but we cannot see that. We're just busy fighting each other while these people are laughing at us. For how long? Just exactly how it manifests itself on here sometimes. You talking about ECOWAS. I agree. ECOWAS, you know, I don't want to buy into this fighting, saying ECOWAS versus the AES. People don't understand some of the ECOWAS countries are not all the same. Some ECOWAS countries are actually helping the AES. You know, I'm not going to buy into that divisive topic because it's going to be ECOWAS versus the Sahel. Okay, Guinea is helping Mali at the moment, and I know for a fact, you know, Ghana might be doing some little trade with Burkina Faso. Look, they had some little issue the other time not long ago, but they managed to solve that problem within themselves. Okay, the biggest superpower we have in West Africa at the moment, they are sleeping because the leadership is asleep, and also I think the leadership is conniving with the enemies because we know at the moment he's in France, coincidentally. So we are not looking at the real issues. We are basing them all on emotions, and people are listening to our issues, and they're going to take the advantage of it. So just let's put this ECOWAS business away and religious differences. Let's look at things as they are. That's the only way we can solve these problems. Because to be honest with you, you guys might not believe this, but people listen to these shows, they listen to the platforms, and people with different ideas. Some people are bloggers, some people, because information is very powerful. If we keep going on about the AES versus the ECOWAS, it's not going to work because there are leaders in the ECOWAS who want the benefit, of the AES to succeed because they know if the AES fall, the ECOWAS region is going to fall. There's people in the Sahel also who want the ECOWAS region to succeed because that will result into fruition. Like for example, in the since the current president, like like Sierra Leone, for example, you know, and Guinea, they still this like I think I came across something not long ago that Sierra Leone actually export rice to Mali. They help them because of the land issue they have, the agricultural issue. They actually help the brothers in Mali. Guinea still open their border to Mali. They export rice to Mali and export food. Most of the Mali stuff coming from Guinea.
And
And,
in Africa,
last week,
Africa.
yeah,
To add
yeah,
what you say, because what we say in our
yeah,
culture, we say in the Mande language, we say unsung kilidi. I mean, we're the same, Guinea and Mali. They got that
yeah,
brother and
yeah.
sister relationship. So
Yeah. As much as development is going at the moment, even the Guineas, they're training new border force, they're putting things in place so they could actually boost more export and more, connection to Mali as we speak. Is to help these people that are suffering in that region. Some countries obviously don't want the AS to succeed. We understand why. We have some of their people that come here and speak, and we understand the agenda. It's fine. But majority of West Africa, whether it's AES, whether it's ECOWAS, these brothers want Africa to work. It's about time we stop this divisive conversation. I pass the mic. Thank you. Thank you.
I was just going to support what Africa just said, that regarding some of the leaders don't want the AES to succeed because they have, as there's a certain generation, it is more prevalent within that generation, the older generation. The younger generation maybe is easy, maybe not enough, but the older generation, there's this tendencies to believe that they have to believe and do what everybody else tells them, particularly from, I don't want to mention the countries, but, because most of them, they had the education abroad. They've often worked a little bit abroad. So they have this affinity for these countries. And so whatever the leaders are directing them, that's where they want to go. I don't understand that. It's like they like to be nannied, to be watch over, look over. And so what the AES are doing and them breaking off, because they were on the ground. You see, sometimes people say, oh, why did they break off from this ECOWAS? And they were on the ground. They knew the situation they were in. So it cannot be that very flimsy decision to make, oh, well, we're going to do away with ECOWAS. There must have been something that went on that brought about the break in ECOWAS. And I think at that time, the leadership of ECOWAS was very poor. was very, very poor. There was an incident that's happened in Mali, and I think it was a Niger incident that brought on the breakaway, because at that time, I think Burkina has been suspended, Mali has been suspended, and even including Guinea was suspended, because they've all had the military coups. So when the Niger thing happened, there was something within that Niger military takeover that brought about this chasm where the leadership of ECOWAS at the time failed ECOWAS. They failed the Sahelians and they failed the southern countries as well. So now you have a situation where ECOWAS is broken in two, and it's like, oh well, let the Sahelians. But what I want us to recognize is,
Hey guys, hey, let me read these super chats real quick. Hex GP, thank you for $2 holla. Look at the Neferkari video to show you the truth. JC Inc., thank you for $9 holla. South Africans should stop attacking other Africans first. Unity is Strength One, thank you for a $20 holla. God didn't put a cross or crescent or a tribal symbol on your body. God stamped black African skin to your body and the people who are like you. Don't just live it, love it, figure out how to respect it and revere it all. And revere it as well. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Well, hold on. It's V's turn. It's V's turn.
Oh, let me just.
I wanted to ask on that.
And then you can pass it. If they within some of the leadership in ECOWAS that they don't want the Sahelians to succeed, unfortunately. That's how I read it. Maybe I may be wrong. That's how I read it, because there is this, because they've had all their life in other parts of the world, and it's like they have their holiday homes there. They live literally. Some of them are traveling there like every very short period. You're president of a country and you have to fly there. You are ill, take a plane, go there. You go to your holidays there. You go to your resting. I don't know how many European presidents or prime ministers that have their holidays in Africa. I don't know.
Most of them have Stockholm syndrome. They have Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, most of our presidents have Stockholm syndrome. They have a serious problem.
The EU and the US.
So it's true.
Yeah, you can pass the mic.
And stuff. Can I ask something?
I think it's a shame when people think that other African countries want the AES to fail. You have to go back to the. One second. One second, please. 1 second, please. We saw what happened. The AES, before they became the AES, those nations that did a coup, the ECOWAS said that we are against coup. We don't support any nation, doing coups. It's against our bylaws. We don't support coups. The country said, you know what, to hell with you. We're going to leave. We're going to find our own, coalition or whatever. And we're going to
genuinely think it was as simplistic as that.
1 second, please. 1 second. That's essentially what happened. So here, other African nations may say, well, let them go at it. I agree with most things that Lewis said, that they shouldn't go at it alone, Lewis, because again, our regions, our countries are within that region. And these terrorists are going to come down to us and we're going to have to fight for our lives. So we're not against the Sahelian states. But like other people have said, this idea that ECOWAS is contaminated because they're getting support from the West. Burkina Faso just signed they just signed a health deal with the United States. They're still trading with European nations. The Russians are not Asian.
They're co-investors.
1 second.
Co-investors.
1 second. So the idea that you can get away from ECOWAS because they have dealing with Western countries or they have some support from other Western government or Western bodies is a bunch of nonsense. The reality is they should be trying to work with West African countries for a shared security goal to try to neutralize these terrorists
I
and
need to
separatists.
ask Elvis a question.
That was the point I was making. Ask your question.
Before
is the person that controls you.
God gets. Hold on 1 second. Let me ask Elvis one question. Elvis, you hear me?
I hear you. Go ahead, man.
Okay.
I don't speak Madinga. I don't speak French. So if you got a question, ask your question.
How can you sit here? Here's the reason why I did this, right? So it's clear that he doesn't watch ORTM. He doesn't watch KATI. He doesn't watch Burkina 24, Faso Express, ASTV. None of these countries said that I watched the video.
I don't know if it's me or you, but you kind of breaking in.
You're breaking up.
Manta, your internet is breaking. Maybe you got a phone call coming in.
You know, maybe I needed to learn to know French to know that Sadia Kamara was killed by this in collaboration with the Tuaregs. Maybe I needed to learn how to speak French to know that military base was taken over by the terrorists. So knowing French is the only thing that matters to gather information on what's happening in the Sahel. I mean, what is this point?
Those military base that were taken over, some part of it, I believe, was they evacuate. They sort of did a temporary retreat. And it's something that happened within. Listen, where please, it does happen within fighting. Sometimes you need to retreat to regroup. You know.
Yeah,
it's called retreat.
Yeah,
this happening. This happening in.
That does not mean necessarily you have lost the battle.
I didn't say they lost. I just said the fact that they lost the military base. That's all.
That's what he said. He said that they ran away, pretty much just gave up. And it's clear.
The Russians. I was talking in particular with the Russians, right, where we saw them go into Libya.
It's clear that African Corp is still.
This keep is breaking. His phone. It needs to go in and out.
Yeah, Manta.
Right.
Manta, your phone is your network, I think.
If a military guy takes over a country that has serious issues, security issues, and you say that you don't want to be in your regional organization, and now you're getting ran over by terrorists and separatists.
But that doesn't mean it does not necessarily mean.
Whose fault is that? Is that the ECOWAS fault?
The fact that they have come out of ECOWAS doesn't mean ECOWAS should sit by what external.
Yeah, I hear people disparaging ECOWAS. ECOWAS saved lives in Liberia and Sierra Leone. They saved lives. So when you try to disparage them, I said because 3 guys came together and did a coup, thereby ECOWAS is inferior to them. It's just not the facts.
Do you know what? You know what I know is most of the time with the ECOWAS, my sister V, most of the time with ECOWAS is depend on the leadership who's leading the ECOWAS at that time. Sometimes, okay. And if you notice, I don't want to be biased because my president is the head of ECOWAS, but if you notice, since His Excellency Julius Maada is the head of ECOWAS, he's actually been moving more faster. He have traveled to more countries. He have actually, dispatched more people around the region to actually work with the guys than Tinubu, who was the ECOWAS chairman, who nearly finished it off. Because he's helping. Our current ECOWAS leader is helping. That's the reason why you see some of the movement is happening between ECOWAS and the AES since he had the chairmanship.
Listen, with the ECOWAS, when these coups happened, right? They came in very hard. Okay, they disagree with coups. I don't personally like coups. I prefer better governance under democratic dispensation.
But sister, look at Ukraine. Did they ask Ukraine to have an election during this war times? No. Sometimes you need that state of emergency, right? You need the state of emergency to hold on. And I was going to say that they had the war, Louis. They had the war. Yeah.
Under Nigerian leadership at the time, made a very, very rash decision. When Guinea and the others had a coup, they told them that they should put sanctions on them, strict sanctions. Which even the leaders, I think Senegal was Macky Sall, Nanado, and all the other places, and
they were ignored. Okay, those gang ho people.
Gambia has a democratic leader because of ECOWAS today. They put ECOWAS when she was the head of ECOWAS. They put force on Jammeh to leave that country, and now they had the leader they wanted.
Elvis, we get your
and how Gambia is doing, and how they're doing.
Well, ask the Gambians. They have the president they voted for.
In all fairness,
they got a president, so I'm asking, they got democracy, so how are they doing?
What I'm telling you is ECOWAS is consistent. They're consistent. They said they didn't want a coup. That happened long before the AES had their coups. They went against Jammeh for trying to stay in power after he lost the election.
They're not concerned with no terrorism. The only concern with democracy. That's when they only intervene.
When there was a situation in the Sahel was getting out of hand, what did ECOWAS do? When the situation at some point, Burkina Faso And
You've been
about
hypocritical.
40% of the only control 40% under the democratic government. Burkina Faso only control 40%. And
Was
Ghana,
was that ECOWAS fault though? ECOWAS come in
no,
your country and protect your country
listen to me.
from
That's it.
terrorists? Is that what
Look,
they're there
look,
for?
guys. Look,
You
guys. This,
said
this.
ECOWAS came in to help Liberia and Sierra Leone, which was a good thing, and under the different leadership. Now, I'm saying that when these countries had democratic dispensations, governments, and so forth, they were struggling, and it was even worse. Now they are fragile, but it's no worse than what they were before. Okay,
I mean,
Talking
at
rubbish.
the time,
V,
at the
V,
time
V.
they
This
were
is
having
it's,
their democracy. These people were overrunning them. Their country, they were right at the edge of most of their big
ECOWAS don't govern your country.
V.
They
V.
just
You know
want you to
what's so
follow your
funny?
You know what?
constitution. That's all.
He's talking
Why
They
rubbish.
don't
did
govern
the
your country.
ECOWAS
They don't
saying
V.
train
that?
your
Why did
V.
military.
ECOWAS
V.
support
V.
them militarily? Why didn't ECOWAS support them militarily? They
Right.
didn't do that.
ECOWAS is not a military organization. It's an economic organization.
They're not. You
If
saying
something
that
like
they're
what
not
was
a
going on in
military
Liberia, where you have a
organization, but
civil
yet they're
war
threatening
and a
countries
lot
to
of
go
people are
against
being killed, they
democratic
can
rule.
come together in brotherhood to bring a force to bring peace.
I have to read the super chat. FBI Young Line, thank you for 499. Holla. Elvis supported Samuel Doe's coup against Liberian President William Tolbert, yet he acts like he doesn't support coup. Hypocrite. All right, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
keep sending your money to ask the question that you're too scared to come to panel to ask me.
You
Dinus.
saying that they don't
Bring
get
another super
involved
chat.
militarily, but
Oh,
they
Dinus.
threaten people to go to other people's countries. And then you know
Oh,
what's so
Dinus.
funny? This is the same
Thank you,
ECOWAS
FBI
that
Lion.
went publicly and said, "Hey, Alison Ouattara had free and fair elections." Can anybody believe that?
Yeah.
And my
Yes,
friend,
of
the
course.
free and
What
fair
did he
election.
do?
Hey, guys, let me pass the mic to Bang. Bang's been waiting. Go ahead, Bang.
Oh, Bang.
Yeah, Dennis.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
my
Dennis,
you're
how
a
brother.
you
pussy.
doing, man?
You
Yeah,
doing
Dennis,
good.
please, man. Let me please I don't want somebody to interrupt me because I didn't interrupt nobody. We all have our thoughts, we all have our beliefs, but facts are facts.
Well, don't talk shit
Two
then.
plus two is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Shut your mouth, Lewis.
Let's look at this, right? Okay, Mali got attacked, right? We already know what they was trying to do, right? Overthrow the president, right? That was the plan. That was the plan. I remember a month or two ago, right? People come up here and said, "Oh, the terrorists control about 60% of Mali, right?" So if you say the terrorists control about 60% of Mali, right? Then how come they came in all different angles, right? From a border of Mediterranean and Algeria as well. Does that make sense? If the same people talking down on the AES,
That was
right?
said about
But a
Burkina
month,
Faso, not Mali.
I did not interrupt nobody. I did not interrupt nobody. Please let me speak my mind. You and I are not the same. Okay then. So the same people now telling you that, blah, 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 stuff like that, right? Okay. So if the main mission was to overthrow the president, right? It failed, right? So which means now the government of Mali succeed, right? Okay then. The president is still a semi-goiter. Now look at how the Tigre's been handled all around Burkina, all around Bamako and stuff like that, right? The Tigre's come out saying that, oh, we ain't no gas coming in. What happened then? The same day, you saw how 800 trucks came through Bamako, right? Exactly. Now Kidal, okay, they got a hold of Kidal. So-called they got a hold of Kidal, right? There's one thing taking something, but you got to protect it. They had Kidal for 9 years, right? They had Kidal for 9 years. Where was so-called ECOWAS? They had Kidal for 9 years. Where was so-called ECOWAS?
That's
And
not
then, and then what happened then?
ECOWAS.
And then what happened then when the French leave then? Mali took it over after what, 9 months? So if it took Mali 9 months, it took it back, right? And then Mali, the military right now is 20 times stronger than what they were 3 years ago. You saw what they doing in the sky. You saw how Niger came through with the help, right? You saw how Burkina Faso came through with the help, right? Within the sky. They had to call nobody in freaking America, in Washington. They ain't no call nobody in fucking London. They ain't no call nobody over there in Paris. No, those guys did it on their own. Now, you see, what was the issue is, right? With the two groups, right? The Azawarian, they want to separate the country, right, and get their own state, right? So the plan was they helped the Westerners to overthrow Gaddafi. So in the return now, they the West then helped them to take over Gaddafi, right? So when you had the coup, the very first coup, right? There was a sheikh, Imam the coup, right? A Fulani guy. So he approved the coup. Assimi Goïta went to him, and then he approved the coup, right? Then they put in a civilian president. You understand me, right? The civilian president then now did not want to do exactly what, you know, the good of the country. Because during that time, Mali did not have no military. That's just how it is. They did not. That's not, you know. Then Assimi Goïta decided to go through Russia and get weapons because you already know how the West is. We already know. So you can't come over here trying to tell us about the West. So then when Assimi Goïta decided, the president then did not like that. And then Assimi Goïta did another coup. The Fulani sheikh, the Fulani imam. Then now he got jealous of Assimi Goïta because he wanted to become the president. When Assimi Goïta says no, then after that now, he turned against the country. When he turned against the country now, he then created a group called JYM, something like that, right? That was attached to the ISIS group. So you see how a greedy guy, when it become power, then Assimi Goïta says no. So that's how you had these two groups. But the very first group with those Azawaris, they wanted to control the country. You know, for years now, they had, you know, conflicts and stuff like that. They're only, what, 5%? So where's democracy at? You can't control the country if you're only 5%. So that's where the problem comes from when you see so-called, you know, Fulani T groups and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, oh my God, you see everything now. Go to TikTok, go to what you call it, with them other places, Instagram, not Instagram, Telegram. You see all this evidence, man. You see it, man. If your plan was to overthrow the president, it did not work. How can you still come up here and say, oh, they got Gaddafi? How can you still come up here and say all these things? It did not work. Assimi Goïta is still the president. It's still the president. You seen what they doing? These so-called terrorists are fleeing. Mali is number 1 and number 2 in military in West Africa, behind Nigeria. To me, I believe Mali's number 1. To me, I believe Mali's number 1 because
that's to your warm brain. That's
because
it's actually on the index.
Right?
No, I think Nigeria is the biggest military in West Africa.
Nigeria's number 1 and Mali's number 2.
Hold on. Let me finish. Because at the end of the day,
yeah.
I'm not here to persuade nobody. I know facts is the facts. I believe facts.
No, but Mali's always been a strong military country, even under IBK. Even IBK, most of the equipment that they use in IBK bought them.
Africa. I understand what you're saying, but the way the military hold their position when you had over 12,000 people attacking you, which means now the military is with the government, which is Assimi Goïta. If the military did not believe with Assimi Goïta,
my only problem is all this money that we invest in all these things, you know, could have been spent in developing these countries. And sadly,
but Africa, you're smart enough, man. You're smart enough. You know why these?
Because we have this foreign entities who come in to divide and rule and rob.
Exactly.
Now we're left. You know,
you have terrorists who are jihadists wanting to kill people and overtake the country for establish Sharia. That's one of the
So you're smart enough, man. You know, just like I said, America is an empire. America is not a democracy. So anytime when I call America as an empire, I don't hear people say, "Oh, America's not an empire." So which means if you're an empire, you're not a goddamn democracy. Stop it. You're not. We know how America operates around the world. We know how some of these Westerners operate around the world. So people, you know, will come up. Hey, I'm gonna say it again, right? Oh, Gaddafi. When people want to bring up Gaddafi, right, in the 90s, who do you think Gaddafi was working for? With the West. When Gaddafi then turned around and say, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing. What happened then? They unalive him. I mean, people come up here and try to tell us, you know, but no, at the end of the day, you can't tell us nothing. Because you live in America just like me. America's an empire. So if it is, you can't come up here and tell us human rights and democracy. Anybody you try to defend ECOWAS is ludicrous.
Man, you stupid.
Anybody.
This fool would have been dead if ECOWAS didn't go necessarily in to save him and it's still in
I
there.
don't want us to make this. I don't want to. I don't want to make this ECOWAS versus AES. I want us to.
10 seconds.
Okay.
10 seconds. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go work out. At the end of the day, right? Assimi Goita is still the president. Assimi Goita is still the president. I do not give a F. All those haters go to fucking hell. AES for life. I do not care. F your president. F your president. I'm gonna end it like that.
I mean. So basically, I don't want us to make this because AES and ECOWAS, these countries are brothers and sisters. Majority of these people are related and are still working together in some type of way. So we shouldn't be setting up one and listen. We have enough division in the continent, and this is a time where we should be preaching, unity and integration among each other and cohesion. Any man with a mature brain.
Exactly.
Any man with a mature brain.
Then keep it.
But brother Africa.
Louis. Yeah, go on. Louis, stop.
I was just gonna say something, man, right?
Yes.
If you got, for example, right? Let's say if you have a house, somebody bombs your house. You know the person who bombs your house. The person said who bombs your house, right? So you want to go pretty much you with another person, you guys as friends, right? And then you find out the person who you friends with is also friends with the person who bombed your house. Would you want to associate yourself with that person?
No, you will be careful, you be wary because obviously once someone betray you once, they can always betray again, right?
Right. So this is what I'm saying. I mean, like I said, I agree with you as far as the unification, but when you got countries like Benin and Ivory Coast that are purposely hiring terrorists, they got French bases that tell you that they're not, and then eventually France went and opened up publicly and said that they do have bases there in Benin and Ivory Coast, and you know that for a fact that France is trying to destabilize these countries. You can't work with those countries no matter what. You just can't.
All right, guys. That's a great point. So ECOWAS, stay out of it. The AES are going to fight the terrorists. They're going to beat them back. They're going to win the war on their own. So kudos. I hope you guys are hearing it because nobody should say, "Oh, the other African countries are not doing anything." This brother is saying that we should stay out of it because the AES got it.
Who said that? Did I say that?
Let them
deal. Let them have it, Louis. You're right. Let them go out there alone. They're doing a great job. They're winning the war.
And we'll gladly win.
Manta, ignore it. I know that's not what you mean, and I know for a fact that we know for example my president, who is the current chief of ECOWAS, I know he will try all his best to make sure peace reign in West Africa at all his best.
Why work with Matabil when he's working with the French? Why work with ECOWAS when they have to be dealing with the enemies who bomb your house? That's the analogy you were making. ECOWAS is in collaboration with the Western countries, the French. So why would the AES want to work with ECOWAS if they're working with the French? That's a stupid analogy you're making.
Let's be clear, Albert.
He's not making.
That's a stupid analogy you're making. Since ECOWAS work with the French, the AES can't work with ECOWAS.
Clean your ears, dude.
That's what you're saying.
Clean your ears, dude.
He's not saying that.
I said
Benin,
and I said Ivory Coast. I didn't say no other country. I said Benin and
Those
Ivory Coast.
countries are part of ECOWAS.
Those are the two countries I specifically named. So
what else is he trying to do? Man's sake. Don't
be saying stupid. Nobody is going to do the bidding of the AES. They don't run those other countries. Those countries are independent countries. They can have affiliation with any international partner that they want. If you don't want to work with them because they work with the French, fine. Stay in your country and fight the terrorists. Let them come and kill your defense ministers. Let them go and bomb your presidential palace. And then you turn around and blame ECOWAS for not helping you. Yeah, so you guys are doing a great job winning the war, man. You guys are winning the war against Vietnam.
I don't know about Liberia, but Sierra Leone, Guinea, we don't have Senegal. We don't have problem with the AES. They are brothers and sisters. Anyway, we can help them out to help them. We're one ancestral lineage. We're not gonna let other people come in and talk in some divisive talk. We're not gonna listen to that.
Listen,
Simple, man.
You know that there's one common denominator. Most of these countries are all a majority Muslim countries. So it's easy for terrorists to flock in their
So is
country.
Togo
They
the
are a
Muslim
breeding
country?
ground for
Is Togo a
terrorism.
Muslim country?
They
Is
are
Togo
a
a Muslim
breeding
country?
ground for
Is
terrorism.
Ghana
Why is there not?
Ghana
Why
a
is there
Muslim
not
country?
Islamic terrorists in the southern part of
So hold
Nigeria?
up, Guinea's also a
You
Muslim
know,
country, isn't it?
all
Do
these
they have a
Muslim
terrorist
countries,
problem?
those Muslims are just waiting for these guys to come and
also a
radicalize
Muslim
them and turn to terrorists,
Guinea's
and then
also
they
a
start
Muslim
killing their
country.
own people in the name of
Do they have
Allah.
terrorists in
You
their
don't hear
country?
no other way where you
Do they
hear
have country in
somebody
their
saying
country? Do
Jesus
they have country in
Akbar.
their country?
You don't hear nobody saying Jesus Akbar in any other African countries. It's
So
always
what
Allah
happened in
Akbar. They're
Liberia?
killing people. They're yelling
What happened
Allah
in
Akbar.
Liberia? What happened
These
in
guys are
Liberia,
terrorists,
Elvis?
man.
What happened in
They're
Liberia,
Islamic
Elvis?
fundamentalists. That's
What
what
are
you
they
need
not
to focus
Christian?
on instead of trying
What
to
are they not eating?
place the
What
blame
are they not
everywhere
eating
else.
each other? What are they not eating
You
each
guys
other
are
in
yelling
Liberia?
Allah Akbar and
What are
killing
they
each
not
other,
eating
and you
each
don't
other
want to
in
talk about
Liberia?
that.
What are they not
You don't
eating
want
each
to
other
talk
in
about that. You're
Liberia?
talking
What
about
are they not
is
eating
the
in
West
Liberia?
part.
They
The
were
West are not
Christian.
killing your
They
people.
were Christian.
The Muslim are
Huh?
killing your own
Huh?
people.
What about Kobe from
It,
Uganda that
Yeah,
killed
uh,
100,000
Muslim
people?
are killing
Was he not
people.
Christian? He said he was a
the people
prophet
are shout
in
the,
Uganda.
the people are
So,
shout
sister,
the
sister,
people are
stop
shout
it.
over the
So,
most.
sister, stop it.
The,
See,
the
you shall
Muslim are
divide the
killing your
Talking
nation.
people, bro.
foolishness. Sister,
Just
stop
You
look
it.
in the
shall
mirror and
divide
say
the.
the faith
Right,
that I follow,
right.
See,
So the
they are
so
yeah.
jihadists, they're
who was killing each
terrorists,
other in
and they've been
This
Liberia?
guy,
What
terrorizing
was
my
their
people for
what,
many
what was their
years.
religion? What was their
Mansake,
religion?
That's what they're doing.
What was their religion?
Mansake. Listen to me.
Is Joseph Kony in the
Don't
Sahel
fight.
killing you
Don't
guys because you're Muslim?
Mansake.
Is there a Christian
Don't
group
fight.
killing you in the
Don't
Sahel? Is there a Christian group blowing up your Minister of Defense
So
house?
Kobe from
Is
Uganda
there a
didn't
Christian
kill
Mansake.
group that
100,000
doing that?
people?
Mansake. Don't fight.
Foolishness.
Mansake. Don't fight with someone
Foolishness.
that
Talking
that got
nonsense.
needles. Don't fight with
Your
someone
own
that got
people are
needles,
killing your
HIV
people every
needles
Talking
day,
around them.
nonsense. Nah,
and
Mansake.
you're
Don't
crying
fight.
and complaining about it, and you want to
He's
blame
talking
other countries.
nonsense.
Blame your
No,
Muslim
because
people in
he
your
did
country that
right.
is a hotbed for terrorists.
Okay, and then
Why
you
did those
go
guys
and
attach
you
themselves to
go
Al
and you
Qaeda?
go and you
Was it
Ma-
France that made them do it?
ma- ma-
Was it the United
Mansake,
States that made them do it?
Mansake, don't fight with someone with
tell butt
HIV
naked who's
needle on
a
them.
reformed Christian to fix his sins. Why don't you go tell him
I know
to
what you're
repent?
talking about. All I know
Don't
is
fight with
those
someone.
Muslims countries are a hotbed for jihadists, and we see them.
Okay.
Predominant Christian
Was he
countries
not
don't have
Christian?
terrorists in them
Butt
killing
naked,
people
was
in
he
the
not
name of
Christian?
Allah Akbar.
Butt naked, was he not Christian? Was he not Christian?
Nope, he wasn't
Yeah, it
Christian.
was.
Yeah,
He
he
was,
is.
and also listen. We know. Listen, the only count.
Thank you,
Listen, in
Africa,
West
Africa.
Africa,
He wasn't Christian.
the
Yeah,
only people
he
that we
was.
know
Stop
who
it.
have
Nope, he
deliberately
wasn't.
targeted non.
Yeah,
The
he
only
was.
country that we have.
Stop it.
Listen, the only
He
country
wasn't.
that we have in West Africa that had a war. You know that this war we know was based on ethnicity and religious differences was Liberia. And the only people that
We're
who
talking
came to
about
Liberia,
Islamic
no, every
fundamentalists.
Louis, the only
No, I haven't
country
said anything
who
for a long
came.
time, my friend. You've been yapping.
Okay.
Let
No,
one of
no,
us.
wait, no, man, wait,
Well,
no,
go ahead,
allow me.
Lewis. Go ahead, Lewis. It's your time to speak, Lewis.
Let me just done. Yeah. So let me just say one thing, right? Man's sake. Yeah. So the only country that nearly wiped us out in the entire West Africa for eating bushmeat, bats and monkeys. Yeah, it's Liberia. Yeah,
Yeah,
the only
thank you.
country,
Thank you.
the only country, that's Ebola. You may see Ebola in West Africa. It's that.
Ebola literally
Yeah,
started in Guinea. What are you talking about?
They're
in
not starting
Liberia,
Guinea.
in the Mano River,
It
inside
started in
Liberia.
Guinea. What
The
are you
only
talking
country,
about?
the only country, the only country, the only
What
country,
has this got
the
to do
only
with what we're
country.
talking about?
Yeah. What the only country? No, this is the problem we have. That Christian country called Liberia
No, my
was
friend.
in war. Louis,
Islamic
listen.
fundamentalism is what we're talking about. Islamic
Allow me. That was a
Yeah,
Christian.
fundamentalism
Louis
is what
That was
we're
getting
a
talking
Christian
about.
state.
emotional.
No, but listen, Louis, this is
Getting
not a Christian versus
emotional.
Muslim. I
Stop it,
guarantee
bro.
you. Listen,
Stop
I
it.
guarantee I'm from
Stop
Sierra
it,
Leone.
bro.
I'm from Sierra Leone. We're very religious, tolerant
No,
people.
but you're
I don't
changing
see
the
religion.
subject, bro.
It
You're
started
Louis
changing
in
the
getting
subject.
Melendu
emotional.
in Gigadu.
Louis
It
is
started
getting
in
emotional.
Melendu in Gigadu.
Louis
That's
is
in Guinea.
emotional.
I
Yeah.
just want to research
Louis
it
is
because you liars
emotional.
don't know how to
No,
tell the truth.
we know
It started in
you
Gigadu.
come from the
Emotional.
So
Mano
why did
River
you say it
in
started in Liberia
come from
then?
the
If you know.
come from the Mano River in
Emotional.
Liberia. We know that.
Yeah, so why did you say starting in Liberia? I just wanted to
From
get a quick Google
Liberia.
search. You
start
guys are
from the
just
beginning
lying.
like you're
You think when you Muslim gang up, then you're winning the argument? I stand 10 toes on the truth. I don't care about you ganging up. You guys are jihadists. Your countries are a breeding ground for Muslim extremists, and that's why you're dealing with it right now. You guys are getting killed by the Muslims that you support. You know,
It started
that's what
it started
happens.
in Liberia. And also, when I was
Yeah,
young,
but
when I
we're
was
peaceful
young,
now. We've been
when I
peaceful
was
for
young,
20 years. We
during
don't have Muslims
during the Civil War, during the
Yeah.
Civil War,
So
during
there
the
you
Civil
go.
War in Liberia,
You guys
during
countries are
the
overran
Civil War,
by Muslims.
Mansek, during the
Yeah.
Civil War,
Your
these
guys'
people
country are
were eating.
overran and they're
The
killing
only
your
people
defense
in the world,
minister
the
and
only people
his whole
the only
family
people in
got
the
killed in
world
that
who ate
bomb.
vultures,
They killed his
they don't
entire
want to
family.
eat human beings.
You
The
know,
only people in the
they
world
kill
who ate
your
vultures
defense minister and his
these
entire
people.
family, and it took over a
Turkey.
time to slaughter a
This
lot of
man,
your
people
people, and there's
eating
nothing you can
vultures.
do
He's
about it
literally eating
because you don't
vultures.
have the balls to go against your religion. That's your destructive religion. Your destructive religion is what's spoiling your country, and you're angry for no reason
Don't let
because you can't stand up to Islamic terrorists. You go to the mosque, you bend your ass down to Allah, while the same Muslim are killing your people in your country. You can't do shit about it. So who's really suffering?
Look at this.
You're really suffering, bro.
Only listen.
Please, let's
You know
have a
this country called
constructive
Liberia.
discussion.
This
Constructive.
man, exactly.
Yeah, you're really suffering,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you. Let me be constructive. Let me constructive, right? It's fine. Me, I don't hate Liberians. I don't have anything against Liberian people.
Donna's played a video. This you crying Allah Akbar while they're killing the black Negro people in Mali, man. And these fools will turn around and go to the mosque on Friday, bend their ass to Allah while Allah people are killing them mercilessly.
Can somebody stop shouting when others are speaking? Okay, so basically, it's fine. God gift. Look, we in the majority Mano River Union area, we don't have problem with our Christian neighbors. We never have. We never will.
Yeah, because they're not terrorists. They're not going out there killing your people in the name of Jesus.
I am not talking to you. I don't
care who you're talking to. You're on a panel. We're gonna have a conversation. I don't care if you're talking to me or not.
I don't care about you.
Don't run away from it. Don't be a bitch and be talking shit on the side and think you can't confirm me. Confirm me like a man and don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy.
I don't want to hear your voice, bro.
Yeah, okay. Well, you didn't hear my voice, so shut the fuck up if you ain't got nothing sensible to say, and don't try to talk sideways. Don't talk sideways.
Okay, do you want me to talk to you? Let me ask
talk
you a
to me.
question then.
Talk to me like a man. Don't be a pussy.
When you
Look at what the name calls.
look at that. Look at that. You have no respect
You're a tough guy. Let's go ahead. Let's have it out, man. I'm ready for you. You've been throwing slick shots, bro. You've been throwing shots. Let's go at it.
Can you have a respect for the woman?
Let's go at it.
You know what? For the fact that you insult, you just use that word. I don't want to talk to you.
Okay then. That's what you are. You're pussy. Runaway pussy.
Yeah. So basically, the people that
don't throw any shots at my country or me. I'll speak on it.
The same people. Exactly. The same people.
Your countries are being ran by Islamic terrorists. They're killing your people every day. You can't do shit about it. Go bend your ass down to Allah on Friday and say Allah Akbar. Sell your sister so they can do muta. So your sister and your family can do muta. So that's what you are, bro. You're worshiping the Arab while they're killing your ass every day.
You will never fight.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll never fight. Your people ain't fighting right now. Your countries are being overran by jihadists and they ain't fighting. They're being killed.
No, they fighting.
Yeah, they're being killed, bro.
They fighting.
You're saying somewhere in Canada eating some bush meat talking nonsense. What are you talking about, man? Your people getting killed every day. We see on the news today. They're getting blown out. The women are scared. The women are hoping for peace, but there's no peace because your Muslim brothers are killing people. That's what they're doing. They're killing people, man. And you can't deal with it, so you start doing a little. You start acting like a child and crying in the background, man.
It's fine. You can fight. Listen, you can fight. Oh, people can fight over Abrahamic religion. Fine. It's cool. You can.
Christians are not terrorists. They're not terrorizing the region. It's only one religion that's doing it. So it's not equal.
If I'm not mistaken, not long ago, a Christian country called Liberia managed to spread a war into Sierra Leone and Ivory Coast and basically, literally, destroy those countries. Well, I tell you what, because we are decent.
What are you talking about? Spread a war. Fortis Sanko was in Libya. He was in Tripoli training. Fortis Sanko went there himself. He's a Sierra Leonean national. No, he went to Libya and he trained and he took the war to your country. It wasn't Liberia that took the war to Sierra Leone. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Who do you think you're talking to on the platform? Fortis Sanko is a Sierra Leonean. He trained under Gaddafi forces and went to Sierra Leone and started killing your people. Liberia didn't carry war to Sierra Leone. Fortis Sanko
I
did.
don't want to be going into religious route because I am not like that. I'm not a religious figure.
You're not a religious person. Yeah, sure. All I'm telling you
not
is
religious bigot.
the
I'm
Islamic
not religious
jihadists
bigot.
are terrorizing our region.
I love
That's a fact.
Christianity and I love Islam. I love all religion. I respect all
Christian
religion.
jihadists are not doing that. That's the difference.
Can you stop, Dynasty? If Dynasty be there, can I just speak? Because somebody's trying so hard for me not to speak because they don't like
No,
me
go
speaking
ahead,
the truth.
Africa.
And
Go
they
ahead,
know that.
brother.
Thank
Speak that
you,
truth.
thank you.
Speak it,
I
brother.
do not hate religion. I don't hate anybody for whatever they are. You know, if somebody want to bend down in front of their whatever and worship, let them do it. If someone want to eat monkey for living, if that's what they worship, fine. If somebody want to eat vultures because they're so desperate, there's no food, fine. If somebody want to eat bats and spread disease, you know, and to wipe up the entire nation, fine. If somebody want to bend in front of their white masters every day, bend over their white masters to get their, you know, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But the only thing
Say the guy with the British accent.
when
Did you
these
beg the white
people,
bastard to get a visa to the UK?
you know, when the same people have a bitter war, they have no choice but to beg the Muslim soldiers to come and fight for them
Oh boy,
and
now
defend
it's the
them.
beg of Muslim
But
soldiers.
sadly, their white colonial, sadly, their
You know
white
what?
Christian
Next
colonial
time
masters
we'll beg
who
the Muslim
colonize them
jihadists not to
refuse.
kill the other
Yeah,
Muslim in their own
yeah.
countries.
The
We'll beg the Muslim
Nigerian,
jihadists and the terrorists
majority of the
not to
Nigerian
kill
Air
their
Force
people.
soldiers, the Nigerian
Yeah,
Air
we
Force
will beg
soldiers
the
who
Muslim
were
jihadists not
majority.
to kill people, right?
You see how you're trying to interrupt me when I'm speaking the truth? You see how you're trying to interrupt me when I'm speaking the truth? When you know majority
Speaking
of the
of truth,
Nigerian military guys,
you got your
majority of
Muslim brothers
Nigerian,
killing people in Mali, in
majority of
Burkina
the guys,
Faso, and Niger. What are you guys doing
majority of
about it?
military guys,
Why can't you come
majority of the
together as Muslim Brotherhood people and talk about it and tell them to stop killing?
why Muslim or Christian? Who cares about the Muslim or Christian? I care about my brothers, whether you're African,
Yeah,
whether
who's
you're
killing your brother in
Nigerian, whether
Mali
you're
right now?
yeah, it's our all black brothers and the Tuareg.
Who's
The
killing
Tuareg are
them?
doing most of the killing. Most of the done by the Tuareg.
No, the
Okay, and
JNM. The JNM are the one doing the killing, man. Stop it. Now you're trying to run away because Islamic terrorism. You're trying to protect them, man.
It's mixture, but majority Tuareg. But anyway, let's leave this alone, okay? What I'm trying to say is, Elvis, I said this to you before. Me as a person, you cannot pick a fight with me when it comes to Abrahamic religions. I washed my hands on that a long time ago.
I'm not picking a fight, brother. It's not even about you. This is not your religion. You're the Arab from Saudi Arabia. I'm telling you that the religion is destructive. It's not about you.
Why is it anytime to do anything to do with Muslims? No, but anything to do with Muslim, you generalize. But when
Because
it comes
they're
to Christian
terrorists,
countries,
man. Don't you see? Can you open your damn eyes and see that they're killing a lot of people in our region? And when they're doing the killing, what are they saying? Are they saying Jesus Akbar? Or are they saying Allah Akbar? They're chanting an Islamic slogan while they're killing your people. What are you talking about, man?
When those white supremacists in the church in America or all over the world giving them guns, what did they say? Didn't they say Jesus Christ?
Are white supremacists in Mali killing the people right now?
No, who do you think when Obama
now you're going to say it's white supremacists? Okay.
When
blame from everybody but the terrorists that's doing the killing.
When Obama bombed Libya, when Pete Hegseth was praying to Jesus on those American troops just now, not long ago. Have you seen that? You live in America?
Bro, you have to look when he did in the mirror. You have to tell your Muslim friends, bro. We're Muslim. We love Allah. We're part of the Ummah. But the reality is the terrorists in our religion are killing a lot of Africans, and I can't stand for it. You have to make that. You have to make that confession to yourself, Al.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that.
are Christians, and then they're killing people.
Are the KKK killing people in Mali right now?
Are they Christians?
Elvis.
Are the KKK in Burkina Faso killing people? Killing tomatoes? Sellers in a truck? Are they in Nigeria killing people?
Are they Christians?
This is this guy. Yeah, this guy. This guy.
Elvis.
Can never
what you
take
trying to
no
do? Accountability. For nothing.
Never.
Say, hey,
your Muslim brothers are killing people like flies, and you sitting here talking about KKK. What do KKK got to do with Muslim killing people in West Africa?
Elvis, why are you so dishonest, bro? Why are you so dishonest?
I'm asking him a question. What does KKK have to do with Muslim killing other Muslim in West Africa?
We are very dishonest. When someone is asking you the question, and when
you guys just don't like to admit you are part of a religion that is destroying our region. You have to admit that. Well, you can't bring yourself to admit it. You want to blame everybody but the actual problem, which is the jihadists and the terrorists that's killing and destabilizing our region.
Yeah, so what you're trying to do is...
Were they not Christian?
I don't know what the hell you talking about. The people killing our people in West Africa are Christian and Muslim, and they're yelling Allah
Were
Akbar
they
while they do
Christian?
it.
Yes or no? Were they Christian?
I don't know
Yes or
what you're
no? Were
talking
they
about.
Christian?
All I know is the
The
Muslims are killing
Rwandan
people and yelling
genocide,
Allah
were they
Akbar
not
while
Christian?
they're doing
The
it.
Rwandan genocide, were
Right?
they not
Okay.
Christian?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Okay. 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 You know what? This is it. This is what I listen. What I noticed, right, from you. I strongly believe, Elvis, you're working for some kind of entity, some type of agent who
All right,
that's associated with the
remind them
religion.
to
No,
send me my check
that's
this month. I haven't got my check yet. Go remind them to send me my check.
that's associated with a religion, okay? And I have spoken. Listen, I have spoken to loads of people who've been paid to come online or to set up webs, stuff online to talk about stuff and spread propaganda. It's fine. It's cool. I understand that, but you're not gonna get me into Christian and
So
Muslim
you
bashing
think
because I'm the wrong.
Islamic
I'm the
terrorism
right
is
person for that.
propaganda, bro? We're not seeing the real
No,
effects of it. Is that what you're telling
Islamic
me?
Islamic terrorism and Islamic terrorism is a global phenomenon. It's not just
Okay.
limited to
Right.
Africa. Okay, that's one thing I can tell you. And
So whose fault is it? Is it a Christian fault about Islamic terrorism?
did I said that?
So you see
Why are you
how he
trying
So
to
wants to
put
then,
words in
make
my mouth?
that's
You
what
think
I'm
you can?
blaming. I'm blaming Islam
You're
for the
trying to be. You're
terrorists that
trying to.
they're breeding and the
So
terrorism they're
then all
spreading.
from
They
So
didn't
what are
go
you mad at
then
me
all
for?
to
from
We
crusade.
agree on that
What
point.
about the
what
what about the
I'm not
conquistadors? Did they
disagreeing.
not
I'm
go
not
inside
disagreeing with some of the
Africa
things that you
when they
said.
were
Okay,
saying under
but what I
former
disagree
Jesus
with is
Christ?
when you're speaking
Get
over
out of here,
people
man.
because you're wrong. Yeah, it's when you're speaking over people because you're wrong. And when someone says something that is
Wrong on
actually
what?
counter your argument, you shout over them. Listen, let me just
Wrong
finish.
on
It's just
what?
that
We're
when
having
you
a conversation. You're the one
when
that said, I'm not talking to
when
you.
you're
I don't
having a
want to speak to you,
conversation with
Elvis.
someone, right?
Who does
No,
come on the
but
panel?
no, but
Elvis,
the reason why I don't want to speak to you
Elvis,
because you spread
listen,
propaganda and lies.
Africa for
You're
one
not
minute.
honest.
Africa
What's
for
the
a
You're a
second.
very
propaganda
dishonest guy.
that they're jihadist terrorists in West Africa? That's propaganda.
Elvis,
Oh,
please.
God, this guy.
You do
I
know
think
that
you're a
Sounds so
terrorist.
dumb.
You
do
He
got
can't
know.
you
hear
got a
you.
terrorist?
Come to,
I think you are a
come
terrorist.
to.
You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist sympathizer.
Oh man,
Because you're
come on, brother.
sympathizing with someone.
Don't do that
You
with me.
are. You are.
I detest
You're
terrorists, man.
some
Don't
form
say
of
that. That's the
terrorist.
worst insult you can ever say to me. I
You are a
detest
You think
terrorists.
terrorist.
the only type of terrorist out
Just
there
because you're Christian don't mean you're not a
Islamic
terrorist.
terrorists?
You are a terrorist, man.
No,
Yeah, I think you're a
I'm a
terrorist
terrorist for the
because
truth. I
you come from a
terrorize you
country
with
You're a
the truth
who
that
terrorist.
you don't want to
You're
admit
a
in
no
yourself,
terrorist.
man.
you come
Every
from a
You have
time
to
you
country
cause a
self-reflect when
tangle,
I come on the
you're always
panel. I'm telling you,
no, but
your people are committing,
every time you
you know,
come on terrorists,
terroristic acts in
you're
our
always
region,
calling
destabilizing our
disruption.
countries, man.
You're always
Elvis
arguing.
forgot you come
And
from a
guess what?
country who
Those
have
are the
deliberately killed
characteristics of the
Anything
devil.
you
Muslims
say about my
for their
country, fine,
Those
religion.
I
are
accept it. You have to
characteristics of the
accept that your
devil.
people are
Because you
terrorists and they
sit here,
destabilize our
you
entire region.
argue, you're hostile, you're
You're not going to
emotional.
Gitch Gallop me. I'm not going to
You are
defend
the
all your
you got the
accusations, right?
characteristics
My
of the
broader
devil.
point is that
You got the
Islamic terrorism
characteristics
is
of the devil.
destabilizing our region.
You got the
Facts.
characteristics of the devil.
Oh God. Listen, Elvis, and all of you, at the end of all this, what you have to realize is, I said to you before that West Africa is predominantly Muslim. So if all the Muslims in West Africa are Islamic terrorists and are chasing people, we all be at each other's throat. But that isn't the case. There is a small minority of people who, for whatever reason, and criminals can use any means to, currently they're using religion. That doesn't mean that every Muslim should be, apologetic. Well, we all speak against it, obviously. Nobody wants it. But it doesn't mean that it should be tagged to every Muslim that they all do. That's not fair, obviously. You cannot make an argument like that. And it doesn't advance anybody's cause.
And it's funny, my sis. I came here and I criticized those guys. Time and time,
You don't
right?
have to take
But
it
the
personal,
thing is,
Africa,
he,
because you know where
hmm,
you stand. And those people,
yeah,
they're killing
yeah,
more Muslims than anybody else. They're killing
Thank
their
yeah.
you.
fellow Muslims.
That's why I'm saying these
Right,
guys
They're
are
killing
agents. These are agents.
right.
They're attacking the
Agent of chaos.
Sahel
Agent of
because
chaos.
Yeah,
they're
agents of chaos.
attacking they're
They're paid to
attacking the
come online to
Sahel
do this.
because
And I
they
bet you any
believe.
money he worked for some Christian organization. I
Okay,
bet you
just
any money
call
he
him.
worked for some Western
Send him a
organization.
fax
I think
Muslims,
from the
Muslims fighting
UK.
Muslims.
Send him a fax and tell him to pay me my money, man. I need my paycheck this month. For real,
I'm
I'm not
telling
even
you,
playing.
Africa, he got the characteristic of the devil, man. Because what does the devil do? Cause confusion, disruption, hostile.
What does the terrorists do in Africa?
Those are the characters. And then this guy's supposed to be Christian.
What does the
Do Christians
terrorists do?
act like
Answer me,
that?
my brother. Are they
Do
causing
Christians
death,
act like that?
destruction, and confusion amongst the people they're
Do
terrorizing?
Christians act like that? A true follower of Christ. Do they act like that?
Majority
Act like
No,
what?
they
of
don't.
Christians
No, they don't.
Majority of normal
Say that
Christians,
somebody is
Christians
killing
that I know,
somebody. Stand on the
Christians
truth.
that I
Yeah, we
know,
stand on the truth.
majority of
Christians that I
normal
know,
Christians will not come
Christians
like
that I
you,
know,
Elvis.
We stand on the truth. We don't cower.
Christians that I
You know
know,
what you guys
we know
expect
when
from
to speak
Christians
an
to be like, oh,
Christians that
turn
I
the other
know,
cheek. Oh, we're all one. Nah, not me, man.
Christians that I know.
Not me. I'm
Listen,
gonna get to your
we
face.
know
I'm
you're
gonna
an
make you
extremist,
uncomfortable
Elvis.
with the truth.
Listen, just
I'm
because
gonna make you
someone's a Christian
uncomfortable with
don't
the
mean they're a
truth. I'm not gonna
Christian.
sugarcoat a damn thing.
Because
You're not
someone's a
gonna
We know
get that
you're
with
an
me. No
Christian
extremist.
don't
We
kumbaya with
mean
me,
understand.
bro.
We
You
know
should
you're an
know that.
extremist. You
he's
just
not a
like the
Christian, right?
jihadists in the Sahel. You're no
Yeah,
different to
yeah. Go
them. We
tell that to
know
the
that.
active jihadist that's
Yeah.
killing people. I ain't
He's
killed nobody yet.
No, but we know you are.
he's not a
You know you
Christian.
are like them.
I ain't
You
killed
are one of
nobody
them.
yet, man. The jihadists are
But you're
killing
the
people. They
different.
killed
Them
Sadia
type. You're the
Kamara and his
different one.
entire family in his house, bro.
You're the
I ain't
Christian
done
one.
nothing like that
We
yet.
know. We know. We know. You probably work with these
He
agencies
causes
as well.
confusion.
100%.
He
We know
lies.
you
He
do.
disrupts the definition
Yeah,
of the
sure.
Yeah.
devil.
I mean,
Yeah.
the quick thing you can
Definition of
do
the
is
You
to
work with
devil.
project.
Christian agencies,
You know
didn't
what
you?
you know what we do know?
And
A lot of
guess
these
what? When we
Muslims
find
that's
out the
living abroad,
organization,
they
when we
sponsor
find out the
terrorists back
organization that
home
you
in
work
West
for,
Africa.
we
They
will
send
report
money
you.
to these people and sponsor them. So I don't trust no
When we
damn
find out
Muslim
the
trying to tell me I'm a
boy,
terrorist when they're the one that sponsor
you
terrorists.
are
Their
you
mosque,
are
their
terrorist.
imam, they
You
sponsor
are an
terrorists.
extremist.
That's
When we
what they
find the
do.
organization that you work for, we will expose you and we will report you.
You see
And
them
every
over
time he
there
comes,
killing
Like
that's
other
what he
you.
Christians
does.
in
Let's talk
We
about
can
Nigeria,
sit there,
killing other
Africa,
people in the
Africa. We
Sahel,
can sit
and you
there
want
and
us to
have a
stay
decent
quiet about it? Hell
conversation.
nah, bro.
This guy will come over here and mention about
Nobody's
religion
quiet
and
about
talk
it.
about
That's why we
different
come here
tribes
to
and stuff.
speak about.
I will
We
speak
came
on
here
it
to
every time
speak
I come on
about
the
it.
platform because that's the real
We
issue.
came here
Jared
you come here to
Iron,
promote hate. You come here to
no,
promote
they
hate.
attached
You do.
themselves to Al
You know that.
Qaeda.
Africa. He's
They're
not even
spreading
realizing
terrorism in the
the people
region.
of
They're killing
Mali,
Africans.
they are
I'm going to
Muslim,
speak
right?
on it. It's a
Prior
real
to
problem.
So how many?
2007, they barely had any terrorism prior to 2007.
Yeah.
Is that right, Africa? For centuries,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
Muslims. They didn't have no freaking issues until
Yeah.
after
I told you guys
2007.
we had the longest street in African history, in the world history. Us and these people. And the fact is, for a fact that we know for a fact America and France came and destroyed Libya. We came, we saw, and we
Right.
left.
And they
Okay.
were Christians
And
that funded it.
thank you. And they destroyed it. And the fact that we know, even earlier on the show, we done analysis on the show. The guy who owned the platform shows the analysis of why and how and what's going on, and some of the people who are training them, who are all Christian countries. No, that's not matter.
Oh
And the
boy.
fact that
You see how you guys are so
who are dying,
pathetic?
and most
No,
of
not
the people
You
who are
prophetic.
guys are
dying
pathetic, man.
No, not
You're
most of the
prophetic.
trying to
people who are
equate
dying.
Christians with
Who's
Muslim when it
funding them,
comes to
Elvis?
terrorism. Are you out
Who's
of your
funding them,
mind?
Elvis? Who's
The
funding them,
Muslim who's
Most of
Elvis?
the
killing the people out there
Who's
in
most of the
Burkina
people
Faso, you think they're crying on the Christians that killing their
them,
people?
Elvis?
The
most of
Muslim
the
killing
people who
people
are
in
dying
Nigeria, you
are
think it's the
Who's
also.
funding
Christians
them,
that's doing
Elvis?
it?
Who's funding them,
What are you
See, now
Elvis?
you're
talking
bringing
about, man?
Nigeria
Who's
in it.
funding them, Elvis?
Anyway, let's move on.
When they
Let's
say
move on.
Allah
Let's move on.
Akbar, what does that mean? Is
Now
that a
listen, man,
Christian
we all
saying?
know you are of the seed of the devil,
When they're
man.
shouting Allah
Causing
Akbar, is that a
confusion,
Christian saying? Is that
causing
in our Bible?
disruption, always lying,
Okay.
always causing chaos on this panel.
Not causing chaos.
You
Don't
are
tell
the
me the truth that
seed
you
of
got
the
to come to
devil.
terms with,
You are
brother.
the seed
The
of the
truth
devil.
is your
Yeah,
You
Islamic
are the
brothers are
seed of the
terrorists and they're
devil. You
terrorizing
pray
our
to the
region.
devil.
That's the
You
fact.
pray to the devil. You don't pray
okay.
to Jesus Christ. You pray to the devil.
Yeah.
We all
I
know
pray to
that.
Jesus
He's not
Christ.
a
You don't
Christian.
pray to Jesus
We
Christ.
know
Jesus
You
Christ.
deny Jesus
we know
Christ as
You got
God.
to follow Jesus
We know
Christ.
Christians
Jesus
don't
Christ
do
is
that.
king,
You are
brother.
not a Christian.
Listen,
You are not a
listen.
Christian.
He's not
You
a
are the
Christian.
seed of the
Your
He's
devil.
not.
Quran
He's
said
not.
he didn't commit any
You
He's not.
are of
sin.
the seed
He
of
didn't
He's
the
die
not
on the
a
devil.
cross.
Christian.
He's
Do you know
gonna
how
come
I know he's
and
not a
judge
Christian?
all of you
Satan,
Muslims.
Do you
get
know how I know he's
behind
not a
me.
Christian?
Satan,
Jesus is
get
Do you know
king,
how I
behind
know
brother.
this
me.
guy is not Christian?
And
Satan,
It's
he
how
get
he
didn't
spoke
preach
about
behind me.
anything about
it's how he spoke
terrorizing
about
Get
people.
Islam.
behind me.
He didn't preach
Satan, get
anything about
behind me.
committing
Satan,
acts of
get behind
terrorism and
me.
going to heaven and
Satan,
getting
get behind
72
me.
virgin. Jesus didn't
Get
preach none of that
behind
Yeah.
me.
nonsense.
Satan,
This
get
guy is not a
behind me.
Christian.
Satan,
100%. You
get
know,
behind
if
me.
you're a Christian, I I'll report you to the organization that you work for. You're not a Christian because Christian does not behave like you. They don't talk like you. They
No,
don't say
because
the
that's
words
what
that
you
you
guys
say about
expect. You
another
think Christians should
Abrahamic
be
people.
weak
I can
and
guarantee
meager,
you.
you know,
the seed of the
and
devil.
succumb to your nonsense because they're afraid of
Seed
terroristic
of the devil.
reprisal. I'm not afraid of that nonsense. I tell you to your
Okay,
face.
that's fine.
Of the devil.
Okay, that's fine.
I ain't afraid of the
If you're
damn
really that serious
terrorists.
about going inside, why didn't you send some of your Liberian boys over there that have been killing people in Liberia to go and kill some of these terrorists for us, man?
Yeah, I don't know what you're
Son,
talking about. The terrorists are your
why didn't
people.
why,
You need to
who
go
is
and fight
who,
them.
Africa.
You need to go
why
read
did
some hadiths to them
People who
and
supported
read
the
some
terrorists
surahs to them and some ayahs to them and
you'll
make sure
never
that they
admit that
stop
though,
killing
right?
those people
okay,
You'll never admit
in the
that though,
Sahel
right?
region?
Where
I
did they
think
get paid? Where did they get the weapons?
man
Where
said
did
we
they get
gave
the
this guy enough
cachet? They get that
attention.
from
Let's
He
move on.
Christians,
just
Let's
right?
move on.
blaming everybody
Are
but
they
people
not
that's
Christian?
killing the other
Christian?
African. Where they get the
not
weapons?
Christian?
Where they
Are they
get the
not white?
funding?
Yeah.
Where they get the finger to pull
Are
of
they
the
not? Are
trigger?
they
Where
not
they get their
Christian?
fingers from?
Are they not Christian?
Where they get their fingers from? You're talking about.
Are they not Christian?
You could go to a Walmart right now and buy a gun.
Is France not a majority
The clerk
Christian
that sells
country?
you that gun,
So
they didn't make you go
Libya.
do a mass
Who
shooting.
destroyed
That's what
Who
you don't
destroyed
understand,
Libya?
you fool.
Who destroyed
One sec,
Libya?
we don't worry.
The
That
individual
counts for
has to have a
Nigeria.
mind, a brain, and go and target a group of people and kill them. The gun himself is not killing the people. The people that pull the trigger are the ones killing the people.
You know the last
So
time we
don't
had this
try to talk
conversation.
nonsense. Go for it.
You know the last time we had this conversation, you nearly lost your country. Carry on. Trust me. He's coming.
You know what's so funny?
It's coming. Is that a threat? Are the jihadist brothers gonna take our country?
You know what's so funny?
I know I know the British government know what you're talking about. We're gonna play this tip. We're gonna send it to the British people over there. You make it to the country.
Send it to them.
Say it again, Al. Repeat that loud and clear. Everybody be quiet. Say it again, Al.
The last time we spoke about this hatred, you know you
No, don't qualify. You said we're gonna lose our country, right? Say it.
Yeah, the last time you spoke about all this hatred, you nearly
say it again, Al. Don't bitch out on it now. Say
He said you hate Muslims.
Say it, bro.
He said he hate Muslims. He said out of his mouth. He said I hate Muslims. We heard
I hate dirty Muslim terrorists. I hate them for sure.
Thank you. He said it. He said it.
Yeah, I hate Muslim terrorists.
And
I hate them.
I hate every terrorist Christian. How about that?
All right, you're fair to hate the terrorist Christians.
I hate
terrorist Muslims.
I hate terrorism. I hate any form of terrorism.
Yeah,
okay?
I hate Muslim terrorism, man.
I hate any form of terrorism, whether it's Muslim, Christian, non-Muslim, non-Christian.
You always try to equivocate. The reality on the ground is that no Christians are doing terrorism. They're not going out there killing Muslims, going to their mosques and killing them. You go to Nigeria, you see Muslims going to church on Easter, Christian, kidnapping them, holding them for ransom. And you expect me to think that we're the same or we're doing the same kind of evil on the continent? We're not.
Okay.
It's not even a measurement. Islamic jihadists are doing far more harm to other Africans than any other Christian in that continent. You know that. I'm just not afraid to say it to you guys.
You're not making no sense, dude.
Okay, cool. That's fine. We heard you now, yeah? So
yeah, you heard me.
You get some pay rise from your masters that page.
Yeah, tell them to send my check. I'm going to check. Tell them to cut the check.
I don't ever tell you the UK. I live in the UK. We are very religious tolerant here. You know, Muslim, Christian, non-Muslim, we live along in peace. We don't claim to, law-abiding people. We don't call them criminals or terrorists for no reason. And that's what the propagandists do.
When's the last time we saw a Christian strap a bomb to his chest and blow him and go to Sadio Kamara house and blow up himself and his family?
When the last time a Christian? I think we had that last month in Ireland. He was a Catholic. Anyway, let's move on, please. Just shut up.
You're a damn liar.
Shut your fucking mouth, bro.
You're a damn liar, bro. Now he's getting close to the bone. Let it hear out.
Let's
face the reality, man. Muslims are easily, radicalized, man.
Africa, you want to hear something so funny, right? If they had 12,000,
the IRA been killing our British soldiers for years. Who are Catholic.
You had a Muslim tie a bomb to himself and went to Saudi Kamara house and blew up himself in a car and killed that man and his entire family. Was that a Christian doing it or was that a Muslim doing it?
Muslim, in the north,
so funny, right?
They're quick to sell out their brothers for money.
Yeah. Go on there, man.
That type of Muslim in that north,
so funny.
They're quick to sell out.
You're right, bro.
Problem as well.
Liberia, right? What would have happened to Liberia? Within 48 hours, they would have collapsed.
If it wasn't Sani Abacha, who is a Muslim Kanuri guy, what would have happened to Liberia? Liberia would have just been done and dusted. Everything been
Al, first of all, I concede, right? Second of all, you have to concede that the Muslim terrorists are destabilizing our region. Say that. I got your tongue? Say it. Muslim terrorists are destabilizing West Africa. Say it, Al. Anything you say about my country, I agree. I concede to all your points. Let's concede that Muslim terrorists are destabilizing our region.
Let me just say one thing. Muslim terrorists have been destabilizing majority of West Africa, sponsored by different entities.
Don't say sponsored by nothing. That's what they do. They're trying to quantify sponsored by. You're such a slippery hypocrite, man.
Yo, Africa. He thinks
that have you had this, bro?
That live in the village, where the hell they get the weapons from? But he would never want to talk about that.
Yeah, you listen to what I'm
This guy
saying
keep
now?
talking about weapons. Look, people who are Christians and non-Christian can buy arms from anybody. It's not about who's
So
buying
you
the
trying to
arms.
tell me
It's
somebody
about the
that lives,
ideology. That's what I'm attacking. A thug in a hood can go buy guns from an arms dealer or from the black market, but he's not going out to
Elvis,
kill people because they're
Elvis,
Christians.
man charge. Listen to this, Elvis. Then let's stop the argument
So the
down, right?
Africa, quick
Man
question,
charge.
my
No,
brother.
1 second. He just
Okay,
asked me
go ahead.
about the UK. Okay, man charge. After this, Elvis, please. You know how you love eating vultures. I don't know any human race in this planet after I ate vultures. You know how you
I don't
love
even know
eating
what you're
them.
talking
I
about,
can
you
smell
fool.
your butt.
I came into this country at 10
Nigerian ate
years old. I didn't
vultures
eat any
during the war.
vultures, so I don't know what you're talking
It was
about.
about $120 during the war in Liberia.
Africa.
You know, yeah. No, let me
So
no 1 second.
look,
Man
Africa.
charge. God give 1 second. Man charge after explosion at a police station. Yeah, IRA. Okay, now IRA, the Catholic. A man has been charged with an attempted murder after attack on was that Dunmurray police station. That was on Saturday. That's the 1st of May, 2026.
What did this happen?
It was a Catholic terrorist.
You say it happened
Catholic
where?
terrorist in
Island. Is it Island? You're talking about the
Yeah, you're talking about the RRA. Those guys who've been
yeah.
fighting that war for so long. You think that
the
they're
terrorists.
killing people in the name of
Terrorists.
Christ? Are they saying Christ
Are
ain't
they
God?
Catholic?
Catholics.
Are they not Catholic?
Yo, let me
That's a
come in, man.
rebel
Let me
group, you
come in.
fool.
Yo,
They're not killing
They're
people
not
based on
rebels.
religious
Africa, let me
ideology.
come in.
Oh my God,
Africa,
God.
what's your
You guys are
point? What
ridiculous.
are you trying to
Now
bring out?
you're fetching, you're clutching at straws, man.
What's your point? What are you trying to say? You're trying to say not all Muslims are terrorists. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's my point. That's number one. Not all Muslim are terrorists.
Did I say all Muslim are terrorists?
Majority of Muslims do not support terrorism.
No, I say I hate Islamic terrorists.
Majority of Muslims. Okay, not all Christians support white supremacy. Majority of Christians are not white supremacists. Majority of people who are really Christian and Muslims live together in peace and harmony. They love each
But
other.
we're not talking about that. The good Muslims who are not killing people, I got no problem with them. The terrorists who are destabilizing our region, those are the people I keep attacking. So don't conflict the two things.
We have minority. We have minority of religious people in the world who are extremists. Okay, and this happens to be, like the radical people.
Well,
like
what
the
are you
radicalized,
talking about?
Which I think
Your Quran, your books tells you that if you kill somebody in the name of Allah, you get 72 virgins in Jannah. What are you talking about, man?
Now he's talking about books.
This is in your religious text. Nobody in the Bible will tell you that Christ told you to go kill people and you'll get virgins when you go to heaven. Our Bible don't tell us that nonsense.
As well, yeah. The problem is that it's the ideology as well.
Right.
The ideology is widespread. That's the problem as well. You get me?
God gift.
What is that?
Let's not make this as a religious conversation because we don't come here for Bible or
No. Look, yeah. I'm trying to put religion aside. You get me? Because religion,
let's do that now. Let's do that.
It's a thing where when you get into religion, it just keeps on going and going and going. There's no end. Yeah.
Okay. This is why. Let me just make this thing clear. Okay. I come from Sierra Leone. We are one of the most religious, tolerant people in the world. My culture, how I was brought up, I got family members who are Muslim. I got family members who are Christian. Okay. In fact, I was watching a Sierra Leone blogger the other day. He went to church, right? And he saw his neighbor. And he's like, "What are you doing in here?" You know what his neighbor said to him? He said, "Man, my entire family are Muslim. Is there anything wrong if I'm a Christian?"
A good Muslim is a non-terrorist Muslim. If you're not a terrorist Muslim, you're good. If you're a terrorist Muslim, I understand it. It's just that simple, bro.
The fundamentals are shared by the majority. That's the problem. I think that's what I'm trying to say. That the fundamentals, of Islam is shared by the majority. You see that mindset, which I'm trying to say that needs to change, and creed needs to come in.
Do you know the last Africans we have? I live in the UK. The only two Africans that ever were involved in terrorism and actually succeeded in the UK, God gift, are actually not Northern Nigerians. These are three Yoruba guys who are the Bolaji. Remember that guy?
I know.
Yeah,
I
these
know.
are Southern Nigerians.
The 7-7 in the 7-7.
Yeah, but what ties them together?
You never heard. You never heard. Shut up.
The Bolaji thing I saw I think
can I just
BBC
finish
Africa
talking,
Eye,
What about the
right?
man?
Crusaders?
He's a
Shut up.
What
I
about
Muslim.
don't want to hear
Christian?
you. I don't
What
want
about
to
the
hear
Crusaders?
He's
you,
a
bro.
Muslim. He's the
I
grand.
don't
He was
want
the
to hear you,
grandson of one
Elvis.
of the founders of Boko Haram. What are you talking about, man?
Synagogue of
No,
Satan,
but
right?
Adebola
He's
is
the
Yoruba.
grandson of
He's
one of the
Yoruba.
founders of
He's a
Boko
Yoruba.
Haram. What are you
He's a
talking about?
Yoruba. He's a Yoruba.
He's the grandson
He's
of one of
Yoruba.
the founders of Boko Haram, bro.
He's from
We saw
southern
the video.
Nigeria.
They gave you his background,
Ade,
and he's a Muslim. You
he's
know
a
what
Yoruba.
ties him? He's not a terrorist because
Yeah,
he's a
what?
Yoruba. He's a terrorist because he's a Muslim.
But I'm not saying he's a Southerner. He's a Southern
Yeah,
Nigerian.
but it doesn't matter. That's what we're
And you sit
saying.
there and say, oh, the
Anybody can be a
Southerners.
terrorist. Once you become a Muslim, then you can become a terrorist.
Oh, now you understand the point, bro, yeah?
But hey,
This guy's a
Africa,
dummy,
Africa,
bro.
The guy's
Africa,
a promised 70.
Africa,
The guy even
did you
said it
know
in the
that?
interview. You saw it, right? He said that
Anyways,
he was
stop,
promised
shut up.
72
Nobody want to hear you.
virgins
No, but
if he,
even in the chat, nobody want to
as
hear
a
your voice. It's
martyr.
not irrelevant
you
here.
notice, Africa,
He said
you
it in the
notice,
interview. He was
Yeah,
promised
but
72
man said
virgins in his
speak. Let
books,
this idiot
in the
speak.
Muslim
notice,
books.
right?
Yeah, man
When you
said, yeah,
said
go
those,
on, go on, yeah.
Africa, you noticed that when you bought the IRA and you said those people were Catholics, what did he say? He called them rebels. He didn't even say
Why you
Christians. He
argue
said
with this?
they're
I don't know
rebels.
how you
Do they have a manifesto that say that they're killing people in the name of Jesus? Is that what they say?
Rebels.
Are they terrorizing people in the name of
Yes,
Jesus? Is that what they say?
If the British,
Africa.
I mean, you're a
people
fool,
would have
man.
lost
The
their
Muslims
lives,
are
right?
saying that they want to bring a
This is
caliphate.
funny.
They
If
want
the
to
British
establish
authority are
When you
law.
listening to
say,
you,
so
The,
when
Elvis,
you
that's
if
not what
our
the
British
IRA is not
authorities are
fighting to
listening to
establish
you,
Christendom in our land. That's not what they're fighting for.
look.
Their ideology is not that.
Look, the thing is, we have to be factual.
Hold on, brother. Hold on.
yeah,
So
let
you know
man
what's so
fix
funny,
it.
We have
right?
to be factual with the situation. You know what I'm saying? We can't,
hold on. Hold on,
sugarcoat.
my
We
brother.
can't sugarcoat.
Hold on, my brother.
We
Hold
already
on.
do that here,
But you know
but
what's so
Elvis is
funny?
an extremist.
Yeah,
Go
we
on.
But you know
can't
what's so funny?
sugarcoat this,
But
man, because
but you know what's
the
so funny
fundamentals
though?
are shared by the
You know,
Yeah, let man
majority.
say,
You
man
know.
say he's saying something. Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
true. I agree.
But you know what's so funny though, right? But when we say, hey, these people are mercenaries, what does Elvis say? No, they're Muslim. They're Muslim.
Are you stupid? Don't you know I read your hadiths and your Quran?
And
That's
do
so
you know what?
funny.
Do you know what they do? Do you know what they do? They
These people
shout
are
over
terrorists,
you
bro. They're
when they're
jihadists.
trying to make a
They
point
say
that's
it
valid.
themselves.
Confident.
They call
He will
themselves
shout over you.
JNIM. The I in the JNIM stands for Islamic.
And
The
do you
I
know?
in JNIM stands for
Okay.
Islamic. What are you talking about?
So just
They're
because
affiliated with Al Qaeda. What are you talking about, man?
so the IRA. So
We heard you
are
now.
they
We
not
heard you. I
Catholics?
think enough. I think it's enough.
Shut up.
They
He's
are.
just making shit up.
It's
For
just
his own
listen. Don't
agenda.
ignore this guy.
You
I
just
told you this guy is an
butthurt.
agent.
You're
Because
part
he
of a
has a
religion
certain
that breeds
agenda.
terrorists, man.
Listen, man.
Be mad all you want, man, Saki.
It don't affect me. I'm just calling you out
It
on your
affects you
bullshit.
because you're damn near on the verge of tears right now, man.
I'm not on no tears because you a
Nah,
liar.
Elvis, you
Nah,
gotta
You
do
bro.
that
be
to him, man,
bullshit. I
because
be calling you
You
on
Elvis is
your
an
guys have
idiot.
bullshit.
That's
Muslim
weird.
terrorists destabilizing the
Even the
Sahel,
people
and you
on
want
the
to blame
comment
everybody but
section
those
is calling
terrorists.
you on your
It's a damn
bullshit. Even the
shame.
people on the comment section is calling you on your bullshit because they know you're a bullshitter.
I'm not reading the
Cause
comments. I'm talking
confusion.
to you. The people in the
But
comments can
listen, but
comment. That's their
you
right.
are a bullshitter
I'm
because every
telling
time you
you,
come here,
your
you
Muslim
cause
brothers
confusion.
are destabilizing the Sahel.
Listen, you
And
come
you
on
come in to make
here,
a case
you
for the Sahel, but
cause
you don't go and make a case
confusion.
against the
Why
terrorists
you on
that's
this
doing all
panel
the killings
causing
in that region.
confusion? Why you on this panel
You
causing
finish, Elvis.
confusion?
You finish.
I'm not causing confusion. I'm
Causing
only bringing
confusion.
the spotlight to the truth.
Because we trying to
Muslim
sit
terrorists
here
are
and
causing a
have a
lot of problems in
dialogue.
our region.
We're trying to sit here and have a dialogue. You over here causing
No, you're
confusion.
trying to
Why?
bullshit the point and act
You know
like you're
why?
trying
You
to
know why he's doing that?
intellectualize it,
Conversation
and you're
and you
glossing
causing
over the main
confusion.
point. Islamic
Trying to have
terrorism
a
in West Africa.
conversation
That's the main
and you
point.
causing confusion. Why you causing confusion,
Not
Elvis?
confusion. Truth is the
Elvis, why you
truth.
He's
causing
causing
confusion,
confusion
man?
for a reason.
Listen,
It
man.
He's
only
causing.
confuses you because you're
How
part
do
of
you
it.
sleep at night, bro?
No, it
You
only
sleep at
confuses
night,
you because
man.
your people are part of it.
Come here every time you come here, you're always complaining about something, man.
No, I'm
Why?
not
Why is
complaining.
that, man?
I'm
Why
only
is that,
drawing focus
man?
to
Yeah,
the
he
truth,
is.
Do
man.
you got
You
He's
guys
trying
diabetes,
to.
man?
support
He's trying to.
terrorists.
Do you got diabetes,
He's
Call
trying.
out the
man?
When we're having a.
terrorists
Do you have
and
high
call for
blood pressure,
action
man?
against the terrorists.
Do you have high cholesterol, man? I don't know. You sound sound like you got a little bit fat in your throat, man.
I've been saying it before. I've seen it.
Everything you say, I
I've
agree
seen
with
it.
you,
You're
right?
right.
The only thing I'm going to tell you is that those guys are terrorists. They're Muslim terrorists. As long as you agree with that fact, we're good. You can call me all the names you want. I don't mind. You guys support Muslim terrorists in the
His eye
region.
like a vulture, bro. This man be eating vultures like anything. He looks
Yeah,
like
you guys support Muslim terrorists. Call me anything you want. Say anything about my country. All of that is water off
no,
my
but
back. The only
look at
fact
it.
here is
Look at
that
it.
those Muslim terrorists are destabilizing West Africa.
Just because we said,
That's the
we
fact.
said you're
No
extremist.
form of peace.
Okay,
You always
let's
causing
move on. Let's
confusion.
move
You're
on.
always arguing with everybody.
Yeah,
everybody
Muslim
argue
saying
everybody to
terrorists
be
are
solving terrorism.
destabilizing West Africa.
always causing confusion, man.
Nope. That's a
Okay,
So the
fact.
let
Agree.
characteristics of
Agree
the
with
devil,
the facts, and there will be
the
no
V is your
confusion,
turn
man.
to
Say,
speak.
of the devil. Get behind
agree
him,
with the
Yeah,
Satan.
fact,
V
no
speak.
confusion.
Get behind him,
Muslim
Satan.
jihadist terrorists
Get
are
behind him,
terrorizing West
Satan.
Africa.
What did Jesus
Yeah,
say
I
to
agree
his?
with that. I
What
said
did
Muslim
Jesus say
Okay,
to his
jihadist
see,
terrorists
hey,
are
disciples
we got
terrorizing
for
West
agreement,
hundreds of
Africa.
Al.
hours?
Now
Okay,
Get
get
behind
your
him,
okay,
little
Satan.
peon to agree with you
Get
too.
behind
That
him,
Muslim
Satan.
okay, all
terrorists are
right, okay,
destabilizing
Get
our
okay,
behind him,
region.
Satan.
okay. Mansik, is right. Let's. You know what they say, to satisfy the fool, give him the rights, give him the benefits. Yeah, go on, V.
No, I mean, there's no point in carrying on with the religious argument. It's not going to go anywhere because religion is
Yeah.
something that people are born into. They decide to follow it or sometimes decide not to follow it. And if most religion or religious people is a personal conviction. Many people, that's millions of people who are religious in the world.
Unless if
There are
you're
a
unless if
few,
you're a religious fanatic, you know,
well, there are a
you
few,
are not
yeah,
able
there are
to
a
see
few here.
beyond.
There are a
Yeah,
few
or
idiots
like
who
some
are
kind of narcissist.
religious fanatics that go
Yeah,
around
yeah,
causing distraction. You cannot go
yeah.
around generalizing that everybody is a religious because they are
V,
subscribed
I
to
want you to tell
Islamic.
me the Christians fundamentalists in Ghana
Let the
who are
lady
going
talk,
out there
please.
killing
Let
people
the
in the
lady
name
have
of
some
Christ.
respect. Have some respect for her,
Elvis, you've had a long run. Let me just tell you something.
please.
If you look in history, right, Christians at some point were doing similar stuff to what some of these Islamic fundamentalists are doing.
Thank
If you
you,
look in
V. Thank
history,
you.
there were Christians doing similar things.
Tell us that they were killing in the name of Christ. I want you to tell me.
Yeah, they
They
did
were
it. Yeah,
going
they
on
did that.
crusade in the name of Christ. They were killing. They were,
Where? Give us the
South
historical
America, the
place.
conquistadors.
Let the sister speak. I want to hear the woman speak, please.
There was a lot of Christian wars, and there was people that were burned at the stake.
You're conflating
Listen,
it. V.
even
Oh my
in
God!
England,
You're a Christian. Your Bible don't tell you to go kill anybody in the name of Christ. Their hadith and their Quran tell them to do that. And it will give them a reward. It will give them whores. It will give them whoreys in heaven that they so white you can see through their bone
What's an eye
marrows.
for an eye?
It gives them
Jesus said,
promises of
Jesus said,
virgins if they
clean
kill
your
people in the
sandals
name
and
of
pick up
Allah.
swords.
Our Bible don't tell us that, V. Don't equate the two things.
There were religious zealots. There were Christian religious zealots that were burning people at the stake, calling them witches. It was done in the name of
Did our Bible tell them to do that?
It was done in the name of Christianity. What did the Bible tell them?
Did the Bible tell them to do that? Their Quran tell them to do this. That's what I'm telling you. It even promised them virgins when they get to Jannah.
Hand in your sandals and pick up swords.
They even gave them a reward.
This guy wants to drag us into religious.
Somebody would also tell you that the Quran, when it talks about jihad, it talks about your own personal conviction with the jihad.
You don't know what jihad means. You're just making up stuff. Even
it's a personal struggle. I know what it is. I know what it is. Don't tell me I don't know what it is.
Some people will read it and misinterpret it and then use it as a means. Now, to me, I believe these people that do this sort of thing, they are criminals. They don't there's nothing to do with
They're
it.
terrorists.
As a standpoint, terrorists, criminals, whatever.
You can call them terrorists, criminals, whatever you call them. You know, they're using whatever religion, or maybe they've been brainwashed, or maybe they just happen to be evil people. Whatever it is, Elvis. Okay, I don't want to waste
fine.
my
You can
time
call
on
them
that,
that, but I'm
because you know
telling you
what?
right now,
Okay,
they're the main problem
let
in
me
that
finish
region we call
my
the
point,
Sahel.
bro.
That's the point that I'm making.
Listen, okay, I'm not arguing your point,
And Elvis,
but the problem is,
Elvis, who is
the problem-
fighting who's fighting those religious fanatics in the
They're
camp?
fellow Muslim brothers, right?
They're Muslims.
So who's the problem there? Is it Christian who's the problem, or the Muslim terrorists that's trying to destabilize those countries?
Well, there are people behind them. I don't know who they are.
That's funding them, but you don't want to talk about that.
Who do you think gonna come and enjoy the mineral after all those Muslims kill each other, all these Muslims kill each other, wipe each other out? Who do you think is gonna come and dig that place and enjoy the mineral resources?
The Arabs
and continue to
the white Arabs are going to come back down south and take over.
Who are the biggest exploiters of Africa today when it comes to mineral resources?
France.
I'm telling you,
I feel
France is not in there killing people.
I feel sorry.
Muslim jihadi that's killing people in that
region.
He doesn't even know
I don't know your parents.
Boko Haram are not Frenchmen speaking oui and bonjour. There are other Africans that's killing people in northern Nigeria.
I don't know who
are Muslims.
Elvis.
He
It's
never
just
No,
that
said
listen,
simple,
I don't know
bro.
peanut.
who brought
Stop the
you up
cap.
or your
You
Not a
can't
predecessors
grain
or
of
anything like
sand.
that,
rationalize it. You
but
can't
He was a
intellectualize
school
it.
or
grain of
school
a.
that
Reality
or
Listen,
is
school, which school you
Islamic
went to?
jihad are
there's no
destabilizing
need
Yeah.
our
in
region.
having an
That's
intellectual
a fact.
Okay.
conversation. All you
Man
need
said,
to
I
do is
don't know
come
who
here.
brought
You
this
call
guy up and how he
got a
was brought
grain of
up.
a peanut. Got a
Aiding and
grain of a
Yeah.
peanut.
abetting is
Everyone
also
knows
a
that.
crime.
Everyone knows
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
Everyone
aiding
No,
knows
but
that.
and
listen,
abetting is
V,
also a
V, V, listen,
crime.
no, when V, I can tell, listen, I can tell you come
All right,
from a
guys.
decent background.
I just got back. Let me read these super chats. FJ
Watch
line
the link
499 holla.
solo.
Elvis, the deputy leader of JNIM is Fulani. His name is Amadou Kufa.
Thank
JNIM is
you.
primarily
I
Tuareg,
didn't know it was Fulani.
but they also have Fulani Sultan Arabs with them.
Elvis is the deputy leader. Is it okay?
Gift of God, Star
No,
North.
I mean,
Thank you for £3. We have to be factual. The fundamentals is shared. We'll
Yeah.
roll for about 15. We'll roll for about 15 minutes. Then we
now I'm just
Okay.
gonna have my say quickly and leave. You
Okay,
know,
okay.
I come from a family where you find all the religion in Africa in there. I come from a family that you find Muslims. They're very small, but they're there. You have Christians and you have African traditionalists. My grandparent, two of them, they were staunch African traditionalists, you know, and there some of their siblings were baptized into Christianity and so forth. So for me, I'm very relaxed about religion. I don't
We're
see
very
people.
humble, Christian and Muslim. We're very great people. We're humble. We love each other. There's no big
Always
I
been
deal.
a
don't see
secular
people and
place.
immediately attach them because
No,
they're coming from this religion or this background. They must be
no, it
this A,
doesn't
B,
matter.
C, and D. It doesn't
African
work like
first.
that, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. So we
And
have
V
to learn to be harmonious with each other, you know,
and
and accept the
Okay.
fact that if
I'll
you
let
like it or
everyone
not,
speak. I'll come last.
and
it's a
and V
big. Hmm?
and V. I was going to say something too. If you ask myself, yourself, and Africa, no one will not sit here and applaud what's going on in the Sahel. Everyone
Of
would
course,
condemn it. So
yeah.
any insane person that wants to sit here and say this is a good thing, it's not. And like I said, yes, even though I'm a Muslim myself, I don't like this thing that's going on. But I know for right now they had to fight
What's
for
the
their
thing that's
sovereignty.
going on, man? Sick
Stop
terrorism. Say
interrupting
the
me,
word.
I'm
man.
not talking
Please.
to you, dude, man. We've been talking for
The
like 2
thing. Say the
hours,
word,
dude.
man.
Listen, I'm
It's
not talking
Islamic
to you,
terrorism
man.
that's going on.
I'm
It's
not
not a
talking to you, man. I'm not talking to you, man. Thank you.
hypocrite.
So V, like I was saying, right? No one's
Christian
not gonna
versus
sit there and say
Muslim.
that they
That's
want
his
this,
name from
man.
now on.
You know, we condemn it regardless if you're Christian, regardless if you're Muslim, regardless if you're traditionalist. Like I said, if you're going over there terrorizing people, you're a terrorist. Everyone can agree to that, right? After you agree
Yeah,
to
of
that,
course
right?
I agree.
V? Thank you.
Christian
But
versus
I mean, you
Muslim.
got this guy. For some reason, I don't know. Every time he comes in the panel, he always
He's been paid.
disrupts, always causing confusion,
This man work for a
always
Christian
saying there like
organization.
right.
I swear, that's
And
a
he
sad fact.
No, I mean, we all have to just live and let live, you know. And
Can you imagine someone
right,
that is
right.
religious, supposed to be preaching peace, man's sake? You know,
And
this guy's
then he's
supposed to be
right.
here preaching
No, that's
cohesion.
what you expect
He's
the
causing
Christians to
confusion.
do, to be meek,
Right.
to be preaching peace and not to fight the Islamic terrorists. And that's not what we're not
What are
doing
you
that.
fighting?
You are
What are you
not a
We're not
fighting?
doing
Christian. I
that.
got Christians in my family. They
Who are
don't
you
act
fighting?
like
You
you, man.
fighting your black brother? You come here to fight your own black brothers. Who's actually
Right.
fighting the
And then look,
terrorism?
Oh,
Or you just
the
talking?
other black Muslim that's killing their black brothers. What's worse?
Africa, right?
Arguing online and killing people in
Africa.
real life. What's worse?
Yeah. Go on, man,
Africa.
sake.
This
Okay,
thing
there
Yeah.
has
you go.
been going on. This thing has been going on for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and this dude's been arguing with us for damn near an hour and a half.
Christian
No
versus
damn
Muslims.
dialogue, no nothing, causing confusion. We can't even sit there and
Yeah,
have a
Preaching to the
conversation
Muslims.
without him bringing
I'm
up
only reminding you
nonsense.
of Islamic terrorists that's terrorizing the Sahel. That's all.
Listen, dude,
Yeah, he's
we
preach.
know about
Yeah.
you, man. You causing confusion. If you don't understand that these people are funding proxy wars, then y'all feel sorry for you,
Stop
man.
with that
You need
bullshit.
help.
That's what I keep saying. Proxy
Christian versus
wars.
You need
There's
help,
no
man.
proxy.
Christian,
Guys are actually
You need
killing
help.
people in the Sahel. What are you
You
talking
need
about?
help.
Proxy
So
wars.
who do you
Christian
think
versus
funded?
Muslim.
The
Yo, this
people pulling the
guy.
Christian
trigger are
versus Muslim.
the real threat. They're the one killing people.
Yo, you see
Christian
this,
versus
right? You
Muslim.
see this?
Let the man speak. Mm.
Right. Hey, thank you. Like it's just so sad that you have a grown ass man that doesn't understand the fundamentals of a proxy war. Like so let's talk about history, right? Let's talk about the 1980s when Russia went to Afghanistan, right? Who funded the
Right.
Mujahideen? Who gave them those weapons, right? The U.S., right? Is that not a
Yeah.
form of a proxy war?
Right. And
Thank you.
who is this guy looking up to at the moment? Are they not looking up to the guy in Syria? They said it. The
Right.
Tuareg. They said they're inspired by the
Right.
guy in Syria. This terrorist
Right.
in Mali.
Right. And then guess what? That guy, and
Who
then guess
sponsored
what?
the
That
guy in
guy,
Syria? Who
You
put him
guys
in
should
there?
be
and then
labeled
guess
as
what? Guess
terrorist
what? Right?
sympathizer, because
Guess
that's what
what?
you are.
Right? That
You're
guy.
a
So guess
terrorist
what? Right?
sympathizer. That's what you're
Guess
doing
what?
right
Christian
now.
You
versus
know what's so
Muslim.
funny
Wait,
though?
let
You're
him
trying
So
to
answer.
you know you've been
equivocate here.
talking,
These guys
you've
are
been
Christian
talking for the
terrorists.
Christian
There's no
whole
versus
time,
Muslim.
man.
equivocating.
Just yo, man, just calm down.
Christian
So
versus
you know what's
Muslim.
so,
Let him
but you know
answer.
what's so
These guys are
interesting, right?
terrorists, man. Like
You know what's
somebody
so
say in the chat,
interesting, right?
Islam equals
The
cancer, and
president
that
from
person is right.
Syria,
Because it's spread,
who
it
is a so-called
metastasized.
Muslim,
Terrorism
who
is
is an
spreading in our region.
ex-terrorist,
And you
gets invited to
eyes
Christian
to
visit
it
versus
talking
in a
about
Muslim. Let
Christian
the man
country.
speak.
proxy
Let him
wars.
land. You can
That's
come
what
on,
you're talking
Prince.
about.
You
He gets
can come up,
invited
man.
to. So look, you know
Mm,
what's so interesting? You got that guy from
mm,
Syria who's a known terrorist, right? But for some
mm,
reason, France,
mm,
the UK, Canada, the US
mm.
put a little makeup on and say, "Hey, now you a president, man. No, we respect you, man. You all about democracy, man. Forget about all the dirty
You're a damn
stuff that
fool.
you
The
did,
guy went
right?
and overthrew a
Right?
government.
And,
Right?
He went
But
in
was
there
he
by
not?
force and
Was he
took
not?
out
Was
Assad.
he
What do
not
you
a
want him to do?
terrorist? You just said that
and
Muslims were terrorists,
He's a
brother. Was he not a
terrorist. Yes, he's a
terrorist? Was
terrorist,
he
but he
not a
won the
terrorist?
war. They didn't put him there.
So if he
He went in
what
there and he
about
defeated a sitting
so
president and kicked him out.
if he's a
Mansa?
terrorist,
Mansa,
if he
What is this
what
guy
about the
talking about,
Taliban?
hold on.
What
If he's
about
a
Taliban
terrorist,
in
hold on,
Afghanistan?
wait,
Mm.
hold on. If he's a terrorist, why is
He's a
France?
terrorist. Not
Why is
if.
the
He's a
UK?
terrorist.
Why is France? Why is the UK? Why is the US embracing an ex-terrorist? Explain
Go
that to
ask them.
us,
Don't ask me that.
Elvis. No. Explain that to us, Elvis.
I
Since
don't
you know
explain.
so
I don't
much.
answer stupid questions. Go ask them.
Look,
So
I'm telling
you
you,
cannot
our
listen.
problem in our
so
region is Islamic
now you
terrorism.
deflecting.
That's my
So
main
now you
point. All that other
Mansa,
nonsense you're talking about is
Mansa,
peripheral.
deflecting. So now you deflecting now. You can't answer the
Not
question
deflecting.
now,
I
he's,
don't
right?
answer
he's
stupid
deflect.
questions.
Oh yeah,
He's,
I'm telling you,
he's
he's a terrorist, just
You're
like your fellow
deflecting now,
Muslim
right?
brothers in the Sahel. They're
So
all terrorists.
why are Christian presidents hugging
I'm telling
with
you,
an
he's a terrorist. I
ex-terrorist?
agree with you.
So why are they hugging with a terrorist if they're
I
Christian?
don't know. People
You don't know?
hug Yasser Arafat. He was a terrorist.
Okay, so that
Okay
should
then.
tell you.
So
That should tell you something, right? They must
tell me
have
what?
did something behind it. That should tell you something, right?
That the Muslim killing the other Muslim in
That
the
should
Sahel, and the
tell
Muslim
you.
killing
That should
Christians in
if
Nigeria.
they're
What does that tell
embracing
me
this
about them?
guy,
That they're not terrorists?
and they're embracing this guy, that means there's special interest. That means they
Special
want something
interest.
there, right?
What Elvis is
You know,
trying
the
to
Africans are
Mansa,
just too stupid. They're just pawns in the white man's game, right? They're too
Because
stupid to go on
apparently,
jihad on their own.
but what?
They're too
look at you
stupid to
right
be
now.
terrorists by their own
So
conviction. Is
look
the
at you
white man
right
making them
now.
do it?
Listen, look at you right
Listen,
now.
what
You're
Elvis
Is
over
it
is
the
here
white
trying
man
to
making
do.
the
arguing.
terrorists be
Look at you right
terrorists?
now.
I'm answering that question. Tell me.
You're over here arguing
Are
about.
they too stupid to
You
be
over
terrorists by their
here
own agency?
arguing about religion, and
Are they
no
too
one on
stupid
the
to be
panel was
terrorists by
talking
their
about
own
religion.
agency?
You were the one that's talking about religion this whole time, debating
No, I'm
everybody on
telling
this
you,
whole panel.
terrorists, Islamic
You
terrorists, are
were the
is the
one on
region's
this
problem.
panel
That's the point
arguing
I'm
with
making. Anything
everybody
else
Mansik,
is
about
peripheral.
religion.
Mansik, a
Everyone. Yeah,
simple
go ahead.
man with a simple brain will never be able to
Hey,
actually analyze
common
and get
sense
one or
Because he
two.
doesn't have
is
brain.
Yeah,
common sense is everybody,
the
brother. I use
common
common sense
sense
with
is
my
not
logic.
common.
Yeah,
You
doesn't
can't
have
Common sense is
brain.
not common.
intellectualize terrorism. You won't
Common
I feel
sense
fall
is
for it.
not
sad,
common.
man. I feel
Common
bad for
sense
your
is not
kids,
common.
man. I feel bad for your wife,
Elvis,
man.
common sense
Hey,
is
hey,
not
hey,
I
common.
hey,
can't
hey, hey,
imagine
well,
what you're
hey,
going through, man.
yeah. We're not doing that. And with that being said, everyone, thanks so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe.
Guys.
Until next time, family, Dynasty Search for Huru. Peace.
Thank you, Dennis.